The last time we had gathered around this virtual tabletop, our heroes, newly proclaimed the Shield of Fate, had made their way from a small fishing village of Smolenskshire to a keep infested with bandits. But no mere ordinary bandits. Bandits and farmers alike who had been infected with some sort of explosive, toxic acid that seemed to erupt from them should they disagree with their owner and the man who believed to be their master, Ordis. After slaying a number of these foes, our heroes had to deal with the emotional repercussions of watching innocent people explode into pieces in front of them. And if that wasn't enough, after making their way into the keep proper and being rid of Ordis, they had to take down a massive monster of war with large banding muscles streaking all across his body on all fours. They removed this silverish cord from the back of this beast's head, and upon removing it, it shrunk back to the size of a regular orc. An orc that had some significance to one in our party. It was Harold's father. Upon removing this cord, Harold's father became sick. He fell dumb and fell completely unconscious. Upon receiving some healing liquids from a traveling person, and it's hard to really nail down what Ordelia is. Is she a lady from a noble house who loves to help, or is she just trying to find allies in far-reaching corners of the land? Maybe we'll find out, maybe we won't. But after providing a healing potion to Harold's father, he came back to life. Well, maybe not back to life, but his eyes opened wide and he breathed once again. Unfortunately, his memory did not come with him, and he sadly could not remember who Harold was, though, in his amnesiac state, did his best to tell his son that he did love him. Upon hearing and learning all that they had, the orc warband leader who had joined them on this assault of this keep, Gazdan, had decided to lay down roots in a place relatively absent of people, with the elves to the west and the small village of Smolenskshire to the east. Gazdan found it a very safe place to keep his people, who were currently free orcs, most of them who had been slaves before now. The party, being the Shield of Fate, heroes and wanting to do everything good and just, decided that they would clear out any ne'er-do-wells, any creepy crawlies that might be lurking in the dungeon keep. And that's where we find them now. Standing there, Puck is in the clutches of some massive, voracious monster who they once believed was just a small girl. Puck had done his best to speak with her and console her and protect her, and even went as far as to cast a healing word on her. But when the musical magic touched down on her shoulder, instead of healing her, it left a dark burn. It seemed to crackle against the skin. And she turned, revealing a horrible visage, and clutched onto Puck, now locking his jaw into her face. You saw her body split in twain, and massive, almost like her ribs had become jaws as she had snatched and clasped into Puck's torso. Puck, you feel your life force waning, and as you look at her, you see bloody tears fall from her face. And that is where we are now. And before we roll for initiative, Harold and Victor, I need you to both roll me perception checks.
15.
15?
Oh, 10.
10. Okay. So, Victor, as you turn to see Puck being absolutely devoured by this creature, who in just moments before had been some small girl crying in the corner, now latched onto your friend and party member's face, you try and make things out through the light of your torch. You wave it, and you see exactly what's going on, and just a glimpse. You think you just catch a glimpse of what looks to be a braid in her hair seems to be growing, ever so slightly. And now I will have you all roll for initiative.
Does it look similar to the one that was in Harold's father?
From here, looking through the like through the prison bars, and then looking with just the low torchlight that you have, it's really quite hard to tell.
All right.
Sorry, Lane, I remember I thought I was closest to Puck. I wouldn't get a reaction to this, or...
No, not on
Well,
this. This was counted as a surprise attack. It was a sneak attack round,
Okay.
so fortunately, no. But yes, we will all roll for initiative.
Oh, Puck, no.
How's it going
Oh,
over there, Puck?
no.
So 25 to 20.
Nat 20.
3.
21.
Nat 20?
Yeah.
I
Puck, and then Harold. Let's
also
go.
rolled a nat 20, by the way. I'm adding my dex.
Okay, so yes, Thomas,
We
you're
all get
21.
20 over?
Wait, hold on. Puck, what was your total?
My total would be 20. Just 20.
Would be just 20? Okay, so Harold first, and then... Wait, Talon, what is your total?
3.
Oh my god! What the hell?
We got this. I ain't worried.
We're all very motivated to protect Puck, clearly.
Yeah, and then Victor, what was your score?
I got a 10.
Oh my god, alright.
Gotta bring in the middle road somewhere.
Okay, my friends.
Y'all are overreacting. I'm gonna take my time.
Alright, my friends. Talon, you begin.
Would I be able to request to go first because its party members are doing stuff? I don't know what.
I'm watching you.
She
I've
rolled,
been
but-
watching you.
I'm sorry, Puck. We will abide by the rules. Talon watched as Ariel clamped down upon you, and Talon's feeling just a little bit quicker than you in the moment, and she was ready to react the entire time, so she will go first.
Okay.
Wrong pipe. Bad typing.
Been there.
Oh. Natural 1, so... Never
So
mind.
what were you trying to do, Talon? Please give me an explanation. What was the goal?
The goal was to run up and kind of come alongside her so that I could shove my sword through her torso and not hit Puck.
Okay, so you run up to Ariel, like beside her to her side, as to avoid hurting Puck with your blades. And as you go to stab it into her, you notice now, as you're a little bit closer, that small pieces of bone seem to be protruding from her arms. And as well as further down on her torso as well. And as you go to slide your blade in between a couple of her ribs, a bone literally pokes itself out and catches your blade. It is now currently stuck in her, in between one of what looks to be her ribs and also the bone that is now just jutted out. Your blade is stuck steadfast. You still have a bonus action if you have anything to do with that.
Can I try and pull it out?
That will take an action.
Okay. I'm just gonna punch her in the back of the head.
You're gonna use.
Wait,
You're
that's an
gonna
action
use your,
too. Never mind.
Wait, because you can use your bonus
I do
action to make an offhand attack. Yeah, you can do that. Am I right? I'm right. You can do that, right? Or is that if
Yeah.
you just haven't moved?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
No,
Oh,
go
you
ahead
have
and
a
make your second attack.
Sword, don't you?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna. Yeah, I'll go ahead with the other sword.
Nerves are running high, everybody. Just give us a
Yes.
second. We'll get there.
Fuck.
Fuck. That's what you want to hear.
Like an 8. That's not
No.
gonna hit either.
It does not hit, unfortunately. So the other blade,
Woof.
now you swing wide, and once again, it seems as though these bones might be growing in order to block where you are placing your weapons. As she is completely unarmored, she's wearing nothing but rags that drape over her. Now that you recognize her size, her physical size is starting to grow. It hasn't grown by much, but it's grown enough that you see her shoulders seem to be expanding with muscle as these bones snap and pop out of her skin. But yes, so like these bones are popping out and blocking where your blades would be getting placed. It's quite a sight to see, and it'd be amazing if it weren't so scary. Harold.
Yes.
Harold!
Harold, okay. A couple of questions first.
Yes.
At the end of last session, I was going through all of Ordiz's notes. And if I am thinking as meticulous that this man is there any notes on what he did to her?
So, unfortunately, you only got enough time to like glance at some pages. You didn't really get to study the whole book. Anything you've learned, I've already kind of let you know about. You only had about 5 minutes with the book before this issue with Ariel happened. So
Okay.
the only thing you might have found out through a brief glance, Glamps? What was I even trying to say? With a brief glimpse or a brief fucking look through this
Glance?
book. Glance! Thank you! With a brief glance at this book, the only thing you might have found that would have stuck out in your mind, why don't you go ahead and roll me an intelligence check right now?
You got it.
Just to see how big that brain is, how
That's
fast
another
you can...
nat 20. That's another nat 20 for a 24.
Okay. Alrighty then. So, as you go to draw your blade, something jumps out in your mind as you see Victor looking at something, and then you try and squint, and as you look at her, you remember thinking you kind of start connecting the dots. Like in this very super fast moment, you're having like that. You just took an NZT pill from fucking Limitless and your brain just exploded because you're like connecting the dots. My dad had this thing on his head, and if that's the thing on his head, and I remember reading something in Ordiz's book about there being parasites, and he was putting parasites on the back of people that would change them somehow. Maybe this girl has a parasite on her somewhere. Maybe if we remove it, the same thing that will happen to my dad will happen here.
Okay. Then because I can't get anywhere close. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
And
we
also,
get to about
Talon is
here?
now covering most of Ariel's body with her body standing in front of her.
Yeah. I'm gonna get to there, and buy something because
Oh no.
Tried to move his
we-
token and is
we-
falling
Oh.
apart.
that wasn't like a whispered thing.
Okay, sorry. You have to repeat yourself because you moved the token while you spoke.
We all, yeah. We all heard Puck's conversation with her, correct?
Yes, you would have. You were in the same room for sure.
Great. Then I'm going to, I'm gonna try this. I have no idea if this is gonna work. I'm just gonna look at her, and I'm gonna yell, "Hey, let him go, or we're gonna tell Ordiz that you were trying to escape." I'm gonna pull out that scroll of Animate Dead. I'm just gonna open it up, and in Dwarvish, just start in like a presentory I'm casting a spell kind of way. Just start saying random words in Dwarvish.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a deception followed by an intimidation.
You got it.
Well, this is awkward.
Because this is.
I would have never pegged Harold as a man of tricks. Here we are.
I am no conqueror of tricks.
I don't. Why? Okay. Hey, you might not believe me. That's a nat 20 on the first one.
So the
That's
bluff.
3 in a row.
The bluff works. You see. You know what? Tell me your next roll. Tell me your next roll first before I paint the picture.
And that 1.
Yeah, the universe had to balance itself out. Either all three of us are gonna roll like garbage all night, or at some point Thomas's luck is just gonna take a turn.
Okay.
I
So
don't know how this is gonna work now.
you run up to the cage and you open your scroll and you say, yeah, if you don't stop, we're gonna tell Ordice you tried to escape. And then you start speaking in these dwarvish dwarvish words, you know, that might be construed as spells. And as you do so, she looks at you, and she looks at you with this absolutely terrified gaze. Like she changes her glance from Puck to you, Harold, and you can see the fear in her eyes. She still has a very human face from about here up, right? Like this is all still just a young lady, and as she looks at you, you can see the fear in her eyes. And then you see something kind of snap, and it goes from fear to anger. And Puck, you can feel the heat of her breath as she just screams, Ordice! Ordice! And you can feel blood getting, like, launched onto your face, Puck, as you are still trapped inside her maw. And it seems as though she doesn't care if Ordice is angry at her. She's just as angry at him. And unfortunately, your ruse did not quite work, Harold. Next up.
Fiddlesticks. All right, my turn.
God. Okay. So this is weird because it kind of works almost in tandem, but against what Harold just tried. So, all right.
Okay.
As I'm like currently she's latched onto me, and I'm like looking into her eyes. Wincing through the pain, Puck is going to, and you let me know if I can do this because it's a little bit of like it's maybe more than one thing. I don't know. But he wants to, with one hand, place it on the side of her head, and like with the Death Dog, he's going to cast Toll the Dead. And with his other hand, he wants to reach and pull out Ordice's signet that he took off his dead body.
Like his signet ring? Okay, we'll call that a bonus action. And then you're going to try and cast Toll the Dead on her.
Yes, I want to say something as I'm pulling out the ring, if you allow me to.
Yeah, no, you can definitely do that.
Okay.
No, that's all good.
I'm sorry for hurting you, but look, he really is dead. I took this off of his body. Please, I know you don't want to do this. You wouldn't have begged so hard to keep me out of here if you didn't not want to hurt people. Just let us
and
help
that's
you.
Where you get cut off. So as you go to speak and you toll the dead, you can feel the jaw tighten around yours, and it physically holds your mouth shut. After Harold just tried to threaten her with the threat of Ordice, and you immediately trying the exact opposite, it seems that you have made her very, very angry. Whether it's you or whether it's Harold, she has gone from a sweet girl not wanting to do what she's doing to a bloodthirsty monster who wants your head. There is no room for negotiation anymore, and you can feel that as the life is sucked out of you slowly but surely. You do get off the Toll the Dead. I will not have you roll for damage, because as you do it, you can tell that it has no effect.
the effect was more to hopefully calm like the dog. But
Mhm.
yeah.
I understand. I believe that's bonus action and action, right? Toll the
Yep.
Dead's in action. Okay, unfortunately, that is the end of Puck's turn, as he is currently grappled. Victor, your turn.
Oh, I get to go before her. Okay.
Yeah, you're lucky.
All right. So I am going to start making my way around to the cage door, all the while yelling, "The braid on her back! It's like Harold's dad. We have to end it."
Okay, you can get to the entrance, and you can even make it 5 feet inside if you would like to.
And I will use my action to dash
Okay, so you can get right up next to her.
right up next to her.
25, 30. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 30. You can get in melee, but you won't be flanking.
Well, I have
Unfortunately.
Okay.
Oh, do you have more movement?
No. Yeah, I guess that's his. Because I actually would like to be here.
Oh, and then, yeah, you can
Instead.
definitely go there. My apologies.
I'm gonna stay here. And I will just go. I'm just going to like take a quick prayer to Athena that it's that my wild magic surge isn't going to hurt my friends, and I will go into a rage.
All right. Roll that D8, right? Is it a D8 or is it a D10?
Yeah, a D8,
Oh, boy.
5. All right, that's a good one. That's a good one. I rolled a 5, which means whenever I hit a creature with an attack roll before my rage ends, they also take a D6 force damage.
Okay. All right.
Which sucks for my plan, but is sweet anyway. And that's my turn.
But is still cool. Okay. Ariel's turn. Puck,
Yep.
you
Mm-hmm.
are stuck,
Mm-hmm.
which means this is an auto hit.
Yep.
Okay. So you take 6 piercing damage because you're lucky.
Yep.
And then. Sorry, I'm
Oh
finding my
wait,
D10s.
piercing. So wait, that's reduced because of my armor speciality. Cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
nice.
Heavy armor master.
All right, cool.
And
That
you
might
now-
fucking save my life right now.
Nope. Puck, as you are stuck in the clutches, you then take 16 necrotic damage.
Ugh.
Still up?
So here's an important question.
Yeah.
Because this might factor in. Last time when I took damage, like last time we ended off, I don't suppose you have those numbers because my armor specialty probably would keep me at like 1 hit point right now because I'm at -2.
Oh, from piercing damage from other things?
Yeah.
Did you get hit by the death dogs?
No.
No? Those were the only things that would have done any piercing damage.
Well, she attacked me last round as well.
Oh, yes, you're right.
In the surprise round.
I don't remember how much damage that I did on that first attack. But it would have been at least it would have been at bare minimum 6.
Well, it would have
Okay,
been reduced
then-
by 3.
So
And if he's at -2.
I'm at 1 hit point.
you are
with
at
that.
one hit point, Pericles. So Puck, as you are grasped and you see the anger, like the sadness turn to anger in Ariel's eyes, and now with Victor carrying the torch with him all the way until he gets right there, dropping it, leaving the light under his feet, it casts this ominous shadow on her face where she looks truly like a monster. Anything that had been human left is now lost in the blur of shadows and blood and fear. Sorry, so yeah, you took that damage. And that's all for now. Puck, you feel the life drain out of you until you are at the very cusp of consciousness. You can feel the blood leaving you, but more than the blood, the very life force that keeps you moving has been leached from you. And you are just on the precipice when she stops for a moment. Talon.
Okay, well, I need to pull my swords out, first of all.
Your one sword is good, your other sword is stuck, and if you choose to pull your sword out, that will be an action. Just so you know. And because you won't have attacked with your action, you will not get the bonus attack for your bonus action.
Okay. I'm gonna let go of the sword that's stuck.
Okay.
And attack with just my single short sword.
Okay, and you're just attacking Ariel?
Yes. Oh, I'm also, as my bonus action, going to designate my Slayer's Prey.
Okay, all right.
In my stress, I forgot to do it last time.
That's okay. Go ahead and roll to hit.
11.
11 does hit. Again,
Really?
no. Again, she has no armor on. The only thing that seems to be protecting her from harm are these bones jutting out. And you manage to take your time and you place your blade where you know one can't possibly come out of in that soft, squishy bit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Is there flanking happening as well?
Oh, thank God. Okay.
No.
So that's gonna be 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage. Okay. So, Talon, as you slide your blade in, as it makes purchase, you're expecting to cut off a nice chunk of whatever Ariel is or whatever Ariel has become. As you slide in your blade, you feel that it starts to give you a lot more resistance than a body of flesh and bones normally does, and you don't feel like your attack did as much as you wanted it to.
Okay.
But you did do some damage. You did do some damage.
That's good, I guess.
You still have your movement if you would like to move.
Actually, I might just take like no, I'm gonna stay put. Never mind. And I'll take a step back so that everyone else can reach him. Just
You're gonna
5
take
feet,
a step back 5 feet. Okay.
so that everyone else can actually reach Puck.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, because her mouth is currently occupied, she cannot take an opportunity of an attack against you.
Fortunately, I consider that fortunate personally.
Well, fortunate for Talon, not so fortunate for Puck.
Yeah.
Harold, it is your turn once again.
No matter what I do, I can't get in range without not using. I wanna look up one spell quickly. One cantrip that I have. Just want to see if that'll affect.
What are you thinking?
I brandish weapons, so I can make a melee attack. Okay, it's a melee attack, not a ranged. Fuck. If I was to be here in the very opposite corner of the cell,
Yeah.
would I have range on her?
To do what?
Like, would I be able to hit her?
With what?
Like, my sword, realistically.
With like a thrown or a ranged weapon, yes, you would be able to see, like you'd have a piece of her with none of your allies in the way, so you'd take 0 flanking issues.
Great. I'm gonna go.
Oh, he should let me move his token from now on. We'll get him back in a second, everybody. Once you see the Herald token move, that's how you know he's back.
Oh, wait, Lane, do you mean to be playing music right now?
Yes, is it not coming through?
Yeah, it's not playing.
No.
Oh, I hear
I
music.
forgot to tell you that. Yeah, it's not playing for me.
Oh, that's no good. Yeah.
have
Warren, you've got
music.
music? Harold, you
I got
got
music.
music? You guys might have to
Yeah, mine just
restart.
says it's at the start of the
Reload.
song.
Yeah, you guys might have to reload your roll 20s.
Roll 20.
Oh, Ms. Lane does not hear music either.
What?
Okay, I've got
Oh.
music going. Maybe you. Yeah, I think you might have to roll or reload your roll 22 because it wasn't coming through on the chat.
Okay, well, I will re-roll then, because that's super weird. By re-roll, I mean
You
refresh.
just reload.
You do? It's just super quiet? Okay. I didn't want it to be too loud, but I can turn it up then. You guys just might have to turn it down on your ends.
It's okay, I like to bump it.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Bump it louder.
Okay.
Ugh. Fucky puck.
There we go. Hopefully that's not too loud. Harold, roll to attack.
Yeah, you got it. Plus my proficiency at a minimum is 12, so
12 hits.
I don't know. Yeah. And is it still the 2d6? Because I'm throwing my greatsword. So
Yeah, that's a good question. Normally that would be considered an improvised weapon. You don't have any feats for sword throwing at the moment, do you?
no.
No? Okay. We'll do... This is tough for me. We'll do 1d4 plus your proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Or plus your strength, sorry, not your proficiency.
Was my strength?
Yeah.
All right. 7 damage.
7 damage? Okay.
Yep.
You notice the same thing that Talon did, was your blade makes purchase on the skin of Ariel. It doesn't think... You don't think that it went as deep as it should have, as it kind of glances off and falls to the side.
And then I'm just gonna like hold out my hand, and the sword is just gonna like slowly start to like rise up, and then like Thor's hammer shoot back into my hand.
Okay. Y'all see for the first time, Harold extends his hand as he launches the blade through the room. It glances across like a part of what would be Ariel's shoulder that is slowly becoming a mass of like bone and flesh. As it makes purchase, it now levitates back and flies to his hand like frickin' Thor style, Mace Windu style, pulling that lightsaber back. Very cool. But if that's everything, we move back to Puck once again.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Multiple thoughts here. Question.
Answer.
If I, like, turn my gaze, can I see, like, anything beyond her head?
No. You can't see anything, my guy. You are stuck firmly slurped right on in. The only thing you can see is a pair of icy eyes staring back at you. Like, you can't even crane your neck anymore. You're that stuck in there.
You gotta break it. You gotta break the grapple.
Cool. Yeah, no doubt. Okay. Let's see here. And then it's plus. Okay.
Chat,
So
nobody
here's-
say what I'm doing.
Are you doing secret things?
Yeah.
Should I not be watching the stream?
Don't do it.
Okay.
Okay, we're level.
So sometimes I look over there to check chat, and if I'm
Um,
supposed to see stuff I'm not supposed to, then I
No,
don't know.
that's fair. That's fair.
Okay.
All right, Puck, what's the plan?
So I have an idea, but I'm just kind of wondering. Okay, for logistics' sake, she's not considered undead, or yes?
Do you know what the answer is? Do you know?
I mean, technically,
I can't answer that question.
Undead, so if
I
it's the
can't
same
answer
kinda
that
way-
question for you.
Oh fuck. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I am going to, because let me see here. What is half of that? Half of that would be. So that's 2 out of 35. So half of that would be at least. Maths. Oh god. Ooh. Oh, that's close. Oh, that's like really close. No.
All right,
Okay.
Puck, I need you to make a call. What's the plan?
So. I.
Yeah?
I'm going to cast Channel Divinity,
Okay.
and so I heard him say it was the cord again. Did I?
You
'Cause I
did.
heard Victor yell about that.
You did.
Can I try to reach out with my hand to the back of her head and grab the cord?
You may try, yes, but right now you are kind of sucked right in there, so it's gonna be tough, but you can try. Go ahead. And roll me. Oh gosh, go ahead and roll me in athletics.
Oh,
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
I think I see what you're doing. This is crazy.
This is so stupid.
This is insane.
This is so stupid, guys.
Why didn't he just heal himself?
Oh boy, athletics,
Yes.
13.
So, Puck, as you reach your hand back to find this whatever braided material, whatever thing Victor was talking about that you remember from being on the back of Harold's head, you reach up and you start pushing your hand through this filthy, matted with dirt and blood, like these thick mats of hair, and your fingers start to kind of get tangled in them as you try your hardest to reach and reach and reach and reach, and as you can feel, like you feel the difference of something else up there. As you just sort of touch whatever it is you think Victor's talking about, when all of a sudden your arm is grabbed by Ariel. As both her hands had been free, she feels what you're doing, she grabs your arm and brings it right back down to your side. Unfortunately, you just weren't strong enough to reach it.
Okay, well, I'm
That
still
will be
doing.
your action.
But I said I was doing the Channel Divinity thing.
Oh yeah, okay, yes. Sorry. Channel Divinity is your action, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Which
was asking if I could
which one
grab-
are you doing?
I'm doing the preserve life.
Okay.
So I was asking if I
Okay.
could do that and try and find
Oh,
the cord.
to try and do both at the same time. Okay, well then, for this time, just because I misunderstood, we'll give you that one as a bonus action for sure. You can definitely do your Channel Divinity.
All right, so I'm like, it's really dizzy right now at 1 hit point. So, because I couldn't quite get the cord, I just kind of felt it for a second. I'm going to dump as much of that divine healing into myself as I can. And then the remaining, I guess, 4 points, I'm going to channel into Ariel.
Okay, very cool. So you heal however much you heal. I don't know how much you heal. But Puck, as you channel, you said 4 points?
Mm-hmm.
So as you channel those 4 points, you feel your life start to be renewed. You can feel life come back to you. And as you do, as she grabs your hand that you were about to use your Channel Divinity with, she grabs it, and you actually feel her take, like, like you feel her arm launch back as she lets out another scream with you still in her maw, so you can feel the heat and the spittle and the blood that flicks onto your face as she screams out in pain. It seems you've dealt her a mighty blow.
Oh, sorry, it's actually 6 points, by the way.
6 points. Even better,
Yep.
even more painful.
Yep, it's great, so good. I'm very in. Oh, this is bad.
Okay. Very good. So, Puck, if that's your entire turn, Victor, it would be your turn, except you hear a sound. You hear a sound coming from the hallway. You all notice it pretty much at the same time. And just as you're about to move, Victor, it kind of catches you by surprise. The same death dog that Puck had told to rest earlier now bounds in through the door. Not sure why. I guess you'll have to figure that out later. Maybe it had something to do with the fact that Puck told the dead again. But this death dog now comes bolting into the room. And its head that had been, broken, the neck that had been broken, Victor, you see out of the corner of your eye, it looks as though it has almost restacked its own vertebra, and the heads are now both in perfectly fine working order. There seems to be some kind of regeneration going on here as it bursts in through the door. 5, 10, 5, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. 50, 55, 60. It uses its move to take its full dash action in. It looks to be posturing to leap at Ariel. And with that, it's Victor's turn.
Okay. I am going to get Puck out of the clutches of this woman.
Okay. How?
So I'm going to grab Puck and grab her and go.
I am going to hit you with a very age-old question. Are you sure you want to do this?
Well, how stuck in is he?
Very.
He's wrapped.
Like he,
But is there,
her jaw has sunken into his jaw, and her bony protrusions are in him, like curved into him. He is very much trapped.
Okay. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is. I am. Okay. How many bones are sticking into him?
If you had to take a quick glance, about 8.
Okay, I'm going to take Enlightenment and try to run my hammer through all of those bones, breaking all of them.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll to hit.
I'm going to attack recklessly. That is a 17.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. Miss Liz, to answer your question, hooked. Very much hooked.
7 plus 6 is 13 regular bludgeoning damage and 5 force damage.
13 bludgeoning and then 5 force?
Yeah.
Okay. So as your hammer comes down on these bones, the first one snaps on impact. The second one snaps. The third one snaps. The fourth one is dinged, but it doesn't quite look like you've broken all the way through. So to pull Puck out now would cause a lot less damage to him, but it wasn't a clean break, for sure.
Okay.
But he's still technically grappled because she still has him by the mouth as well. But if you were to pull him out now, it would do a lot less damage to him. Also, the damage that you dealt with your hammer, you don't feel like it's done. If those were human bones, you would have broke them like nothing, right?
Mm-hmm. Even the force damage?
The force damage seemed to have an effect, have a real effect.
And then I will just yell out again, "The Strand! Get the Strand!" That's it.
Okay. And with that, it is back to Ariel's turn. Sorry, I paused the music. Give me 1 second here. That's hype. That's way too hype. I love it. Okay,
Ooh.
so Ariel's turn. This is too hype. I'm sorry. It's too much. I thought it wouldn't be too bad. It was too much. My apologies.
It's real good.
That was insane.
It's real good though.
So now, Puck, as you are still adamantly stuck in her clutches, she is going to deal another 10 piercing damage, halved to 5.
It's not halved, but thanks.
No, it's not
Oh.
half.
Ugh.
Oh, it's not halved. You just take 1 less?
It's reduced by 3.
Oh, 3.
So it
Okay,
takes
okay.
7.
Okay, you take 7 piercing damage, and then, as the life force once again starts to fade from your body, you take 14 necrotic damage. I low rolled pretty hard.
Good night, sweet prince.
Okay.
Low rolled. Yeah, low rolled. Yeah, sure.
Literally no
24
way to
points of
say.
damage. Low roll.
Puck falls unconscious in the clutches of this creature. But that is Ariel's turn for the time being. We go back to Talon. Talon, what will you do?
I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna try and get like kind of near her again. Having heard Victor mention this braid a couple times, and I'm gonna sort of like hold my sword up defensively in between the two of us and try and reach for braid.
You're gonna try and reach for the
Yank it.
braid. Okay, so you can get behind, and now that you know what you're looking for, it is immediately visible as it has grown larger. Victor, you haven't been behind her to see this, but Talon, as you now approach her from the rear, you see that this braid, that this whatever thing that Victor had mentioned, is now grown in size and seems to be taking up about a quarter of the back of Ariel's head, and droops down now about a foot. It is very noticeable.
I want to like grab it and like try and like just like get some tension on it. Then
Okay.
hit the sword I still have.
Well, I'll just get you to give me a straight attack roll on that one. Or, you know what? Because you do add in some flavor, go ahead and give me an athletics check first.
$24 on the athletics
24.
check.
Absolutely. So you're able to run up, and with your empty hand, you kind of grab the braid and wrap it around your hand. You hear her shriek out once again in pain, and a little bit, it sounds like, in fear. And then go ahead and roll advantage on your attack to hit this limb.
Natural
Limb?
20.
Natural 20.
Unnatural.
Hey.
Unnatural.
Unnatural.
20.
Oh, and no, but everyone don't get as excited. Everybody calm down. It hits. Go ahead and roll your damage. And don't forget to add your Slayer spray.
That's going to be 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Okay. So once again, you don't think that it has quite the staying power that you wish it had. 1 second here. I need to do math. No, okay. So yeah, you chop down. You feel that it has some give to it, but you're not able to cut through it. Whatever this is thick and it is hard. But you have done some damage to it. And that's your turn, Talon?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take a little dash back 5 feet again.
Okay, yeah, you still got 5 feet. You're good. Harold.
I see Puck go limp.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna get up onto the bed.
Okay. 15, 20 feet
then-
of movement.
Token moved.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
It didn't matter. It happened on your screen.
I
It
know.
was enough.
And then can I attempt to unpry her jaws out of Puck?
Yeah. Yeah. Victor's bashed away most of the bones. You can go ahead and try and wrench her jaw open. Give me an athletics check. This will be contested.
Okay. Do I have flanking advantage? Do I have anything, or is it just straight roll?
Definitely no flanking on this one.
Alright.
I'm going to
Athletics.
tell you
come
right
on.
now, I just got an 18 athletics.
I got a
believe in you.
21 athletics. So
That's
fuck
right.
you.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay, so Harold, you reach out and you grab the toothy maw that is currently embedded in your friend's throat and jaw, and you grab it on the one side and you try to wrench it open with all your might, and you see now as you pull almost like the suction pressure that had Puck between the ribs being broken and the jaw being unhinged seems to have given loose, and you now see your friend limply fall backwards. And half of his body rests on the bed, the other half dangles over onto the stone. He is unconscious, but he is still alive, and he is no longer in the clutches of this creature.
So okay, so he's no longer in the clutches. That's the main part that I wanted. I'm going to let go, and then I'm going to action surge
Mm-hmm.
and cast Booming Blade.
Okay.
So basically it's just a standard melee attack right now. The only thing that affects it is if the target willingly moves 5 feet or more, the target takes 1d8 thunder damage.
Okay. So, sorry, Booming Blade, is that a spell that you cast? Or is it like something you cast on the blade, like on your attack?
You brandish the weapon used in the spell's casting and make a melee attack with it against one creature within 5 feet of you.
Okay. Go nuts.
So it's essentially I use my sword as
Yep.
like
As
the
your focus.
for it.
Go ahead and roll the hit. And you are just just
cocked.
going to attack, just attack her front side, yeah?
I'm going for the head.
You're going for the head. Okay.
I've heard. Yeah, that's a 12 plus. That's a 19 to hit.
So just to confirm, you're not going for the braid.
Well, the braid is in the head. So if I go for the head, I get the braid.
Are you
Okay,
caving
okay.
this girl's skull in, or are you definitely trying to slice a braid? Pick
I'm
one.
trying to cave her skull in.
Okay, good to know. Go ahead and roll the hit. Oh, sorry, roll for damage, not to hit. You already hit.
16 points of damage.
16. And this does not make your sword do magic damage this turn, does it? I just want to
It
make
doesn't
sure.
say. It said that the weapon
Okay.
deals its normal damage.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
So as you... Oh, here we go. So, Harold, as you now bring your blade down, you're super pissed, and you're like, if I just go through the skull, I'll cut the braid too. And you bring your blade down, you hit right into her face, and as you do, once again, you're like, Why can't I land a decisive blow as the blade kind of gets stopped right in the skull? Like, it's almost like the skull itself is an armor under the skin, and it seems to stop most of the damage from taking place.
Okay. Then I'm just gonna... How much more movement do I have?
You'd have 10 feet.
Great. I'm just gonna hop down off the bed right beside her. And yeah.
All right. All right, that brings us to Puck. Can you give me a death saving throw, please?
Come on, Puck.
8.
That's a fail.
Oh no.
All right, the death dog is going to go, seeing that its master, or whatever he sees Puck as, has been felled. 25 is going to move to the opposite side of Ariel, and it is going to take both its bite attacks against her. Both hit, which is pretty nice. Unfortunately, they don't seem to have as much of an impact as well, so that's 8, 4, 7. Okay. And that is the dog's turn. It is now run up. It is bit down twice. Like, one of its head bites into the arm, and it doesn't seem to make purchase. The other head bites into the torso. Again, doesn't seem to quite make purchase, but it's drawing blood. Victor, what will you do?
Wow. Would you allow me to grapple and take her to the ground on the same turn, or are those separate actions?
No, I would call that like a tackle, right? No,
Okay.
I would be down with that.
What I want to do is, like, pin her to the ground with her head down and the braid out so that everyone has advantage striking the braid. And I want to keep her pinned to the ground.
Okay, I will have you roll an athletics contested against hers.
Of course.
Oh, that
Ooh,
looks good. That looks good.
Does it beat a
15.
24?
No, it does not. So, Victor, you jump up on the side of the bed, you launch yourself off, tackling Ariel, or whatever she has now become, to the ground. You smash her face, right into the sticky, bloody, mucky ground, and hold her there. And she seems to be stuck for the time being on the ground. I don't know where to put you. I hate 3D stuff with Roll20 models. But yeah, you jump on top of her. You now hold her. You have her pinned to the ground. But it is her turn.
Great. I'm gonna keep her on the ground.
Yes. So Victor, everyone actually in the area except Puck, you hear, as Victor knocks Ariel to the ground, you hear out one magnificent screech. Like, it curdles your blood. It makes you so incredibly afraid. I'm gonna need wisdom checks from everyone who can hear her, please. Wisdom saves,
That's
So
great.
12.
12?
Does rage make you immune to fear or not yet?
19.
That's
Yeah, I can't be feared.
ooh,
I'm pretty
18.
Oh, that might actually only be Berserk.
I think that's Berserk.
Let me just double check.
But yeah,
that.
regardless, you make the save. You make the save of 12, so you hit the DC perfectly. You all manage to fight back these feelings of fear and terror, because Puck is still wounded and he's still there, and you still need to get him out. So you all manage to push through. Ariel is then going to try and get out of your grapple, so we'll have another contested athletics. Again, this is looks okay. I got a 16.
19.
Okay, so she is she is stuck. She is stuck, pinned to the ground, back of her head facing the party. Talon, it is your turn. Actually, hold on.
I am
Give me a sec. Give me 1 sec. Okay. Okay. So as Victor tackled her to the ground, Talon, your blade comes loose. As the jostling has been enough to knock it out of its place, it is now laying on the floor.
Okay, I'm actually going to go over to Puck,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Cure Wounds. Him.
Okay. All right. Sometimes Cure Wounds is a big time spell.
Having more than one person who can heal in the party is okay with me.
Nice. Alright, I don't use magic a lot.
That's okay. It'd be the number plus your wisdom mod? If I'm
12.
correct? 12.
12 points.
Shit, okay.
Damn.
Buck, you heal 12 points of damage. As you open your eyes, your head's kind of like lulling off the side of this bed and you wake up as Talon is just pulling her hand back away from you, it glowing this soft, verdant green color. But yeah, you feel the wounds in your neck and in your face and in your torso, but you're awake and you're moving.
I cough up blood.
A lot of it. And Talon, that's everything for you this turn?
I will just turn and be ready to go in on Ariel again. Yeah.
Okay. Harold, your turn.
I have advantage on the braid,
Absolutely you do.
and I'm gonna go swinging at the braid. Yeah, come here. Yeah, that's gonna hit with the natural 16.
Oh yeah. Big hit.
I get to re-roll that. That's 12 points of damage.
Nice. Okay. Victor, as you pin Ariel down, you can almost feel the wind of the blade as Harold swings it down and lays like this big chop into the braid. Now, after Talon and Harold both doing some damage, anyone paying attention can see that the braid is breaking a little bit and it seems to be bleeding as well. So you have done some damage to it.
Yeah, I don't have a bonus second attack yet, so that's all I can do.
Okay. Puck, as you regain consciousness, you take a second. It is your round once again. Things look a little bit different from this angle as you look up at the stony walls. You also hear Victor struggling and Ariel shrieking this horrible sound. You can hear the sound of, two dogs barking and slathering. What will you do?
I guess first I'm gonna bolt up, immediately wince in all pain, and I'll kind of take in the room and the scene right at my feet, basically.
Mhm.
Do I register what's happening with the dog?
It's there and it seems to be not aggressive to any of you. That's about all you got right now.
Okay. If I was to cast a spell, would I still have advantage on it as an attack spell?
No.
Only if it's a melee spell.
Yeah, if it's
Okay.
range, technically you would have disadvantage.
Okay. In that case, I am going to take my mace and swing at the braid, I guess.
Okay, go ahead and
Okay.
roll to hit.
That is a... Whew, thank God for advantage. That is going to be a 15 to hit.
15. Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Eight.
8. Okay. So as you drive your mace down, and you aim for the braid, and you go to hit the braid, and as the mace impacts, you feel the dull thud, and it doesn't seem like the braid has taken really any damage. More so, the impact has gone through the braid right into the back of Ariel's skull. It doesn't seem to have had an effect in tearing or ripping this braid off in any way.
Okay.
I'll just
Can
go,
I?
Puck, the hand axe on my belt. And I'll
Okay.
I'll grab a free hand and just fling a hand axe out of my belt and then continue
Okay.
to push down on her.
All right.
As a bonus action, I'm going to try and tell the dog to sick the braid.
Okay. Okay. Is that your turn?
You know what? Because she can't swing at me right now, yeah?
No, yeah, definitely no way
You
she can
know
swing
what?
at
I'm
you.
gonna take a step back.
Okay, you take a step back off the bed, getting yourself in a bit of a safer area.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go right over here is where we're gonna
Okay.
be.
5, 10, 15. You can only go, wait. Oh yeah. 5, 10, 15. Yep, you're good. Okay. So, the death dog now responding to your calls is going to try and both heads are going to take turns snapping at the braid. They're both going to attack.
With advantage.
With advantage, thank you. Good thing too, because those both suck. And one's a crit and one hits because wow. Yeah, they both were gonna miss.
Yeah,
so
duh.
that advantage is huge.
Oh man.
You only got one enemy? Pin it.
Yeah. Plus. Okay, so you see as the dog bites down and starts tearing at this ropey braid, you see it kind of come loose a little bit before the dog lets go and looks back to you, Puck, like half expectantly. Like one of the heads is kind of looking at you inquisitively, and the other one's got almost like this dopey grin as blood drips from its mouth.
They're the fucking drama masks.
Yeah. Victor, it is now your turn.
Good dog.
Okay, can I strike her with a hand axe while keeping her restrained?
Yeah.
Okay. Then I'll just keep one hand on her
Mhm.
and then
Go to
hand axe
hack
with
the other one off.
Yeah. That is a 20 to hit,
Yeah, that hits.
and I deal. I rolled 2 1s.
Oh, buddy.
So
Rippy boy.
7 regular damage and 1 force damage.
7 and 1. Okay. All right. Victor, as you bring your hand axe down and it makes purchase, it looks like all of the sides of this braid have been cut, but the very main tendril that connects it all seems to be holding it all together. And every time you hit this braid, Ariel freaks out. You hear this vicious screeching sound in all of your ears, and it once again you feel daunted, but you push yourself. Puck, I actually need you to make a wisdom save as well now. I forgot to do that upon awaking.
Cool. All right. Hey,
You're good
you know
at
what?
those.
Wisdom saves? All right. Okay.
I mean, if you failed, it would canonically make a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, it'll be great. It'll be super. I don't though, because that's a 21.
Oh yeah, you're
Puck's
good. You're
super
good.
strong.
You're not afraid at all.
Puck has 4 jagged bones sticking out of his torso right now.
Yes, he does, and it's metal as fuck.
Bad bitch energy.
So, Victor, as you have Ariel pinned, she is going to try to get herself out again.
Okay.
Oh my god! Fuck
Roll
off!
low.
16.
I only rolled a 14.
Okay. So, Victor,
Ooh.
as you had Ariel pinned, you see her hands start to grow, but they don't grow bigger, they grow longer. And as you see the hands, like as you have her pinned, you see her fingers seem to be extending, and as they do, they almost look like bony protrusions themselves. And as you have her pinned and you're doing your best to keep her held down, she launches you off her back. And you are completely thrown. Like you're thrown. Oh, hold on. You're thrown like back onto the bed as she now stands up, and as she stands, as Victor had held her down, she seemed to have been growing, and the bones had been protruding more and more. And as she stands, she's about 9 feet tall now, and incredibly daunting.
How tall's our roof?
You guys have about a 12-foot roof.
Okay.
But yeah, as she stands there now before you, her hands have turned into these nasty, gnarly, bony claws. And unfortunately for her, she used her action to get up. So she's standing there between all of you, hands out, splayed, like fingers splayed, like this gnarly, massive mouth wide open. The bones that were protruding from her abdomen have now been broken and shattered, and only a few of them remain. She is looking in a horrible way as the braid just dangles back and forth by this one meaty strand. Talon, your turn.
Am I gonna have to like jump to reach this braid now? Basically.
I mean, with
I'm
your,
only 5'7".
As it hangs down, you can definitely hit it. Like it's grown to the point where it's about 2.5 feet long. It's kept on growing and growing as this confrontation has gone on. You should be able to make an attack just fine.
Okay. Sounds good. I will do that.
With advantage, because Victor is
14.
engaged with it. Yeah, that hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Wait, that's not the right dice.
Don't forget your Slayer's Prey.
I never forget. That's 9 points of damage.
That's not true. You forget all the time.
Oh, wait, you know what I actually forget to add all the time? Is my strength modifier. So that's actually...
That's important.
13 points of damage.
Talon, as you run up behind Ariel, this nasty, gnarly maw, you launch your hand out to cut it. How do you want to do this?
Just like, I know it's a short sword, but I totally have it just like with both my hands on it. Talon has small hands, it's fine. And just like scream and like power slash.
All right, you run up behind
Fuck
her.
this shit.
You take like it's the hilt's a little small, so you have to wrap like one hand with the other. But as you do, you find your mark. You eye it up, and it's almost like the feral instinct, like the instinct of nature guides your strike as you just clip the braid without actually entering into Ariel's skin at all. And with that nice, with all that like momentum and leverage and nothing else getting in the way, the braid comes loose and it falls limp to the ground. And as it does, so too does Ariel. In her massive form, the bones seem to start to slowly return back into her as she falls unconscious on the ground. And as you stand there all, for a brief moment, watching her, you see as this massive body shrink and shrink. The bones either break off and fall into the cage, or they recede back into her body, until eventually she lays there before you, between, like, in the middle of Talon, Victor, Harold, and the dog, all ready to pounce once again. You see laying there a young girl, blonde, pretty, except on her face there is a line that goes from here and it traces all the way down her throat and into her abdomen. The torn pieces of clothing just kind of cover her to, like, modestly enough as she lays there, but she is covered in blood. And this is the end of combat.
I'm gonna go over right away and pull out the remainder of the braid from her head.
Okay, you go to do that. Harold,
Then
what
I
did you want to do?
wanna.
Sorry, one second.
Once
Order of
that,
operations.
like once
Go ahead, Thomas.
once that piece that Talon cut off, like hits the ground, I'm just gonna take my sword and stab into it.
Okay, so you walk over to stab into the chunk of meat that has now hit the ground. Talon, can you roll me an athletics check to try and pull what's left out of the back of her head?
21.
21, it works. So as you reach down, you kind of cradle her head a little bit and grab this thing that still seems to be deeply rooted, and you pull it and you pull it, and it has these same stringy tendrils that the one that Harold's father had in the back of his head. But these ones don't have that same silvery color. These have a much more fleshy, pinkish color as you pull it out. But you do get it out.
Just gonna toss it over to Harold where he's slicey dicing the other piece.
Where he's dealing with his shit, yeah.
Yeah. Not at him, towards him.
At his feet, Okay, so you pull it out, and as you're down there with her, can you go ahead and roll me a medicine check, Talon?
Puck is also gonna rush over and cast Spare the Dying.
Okay.
15.
15. Okay. Puck, as you cast Spare the Dying on her, Talon,
Can I help with the medicine check?
Well, a 15. Yeah, sure. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and roll with advantage for this one, Talon.
Okay. The 15.
Okay.
Wait.
16.
16.
Okay, so yeah, as you lay down with her, you kind of pulled this thing out of the back of her head, and as you lay there looking over her, you can see that she is, once again, much like Harold's father, shallowly drawing breath. It comes in and out very wheezy, but she is very much alive.
I'll scoop her up. And look at her, and also look at Puck with the bones sticking out of his torso, and go, "We should go upstairs and get medical attention."
Yes. I need to. I just want to check if she's stable enough to move.
Yes, of course.
And
From Talon's
sorry.
medicine check, you're pretty confident that she could be moved. Yes.
Okay. Fuck it, I'm casting Cure Wounds on her. Or no, wait. First, I want to tentatively begin that process and make sure that it's not harming her.
Okay. So as you go to, excuse me, weird burp. So as you go to start casting the Cure Wounds, you're very careful and very attentive as you do it. And even as like the very first slivers of healing magic find their way to her body, you notice that it starts to sear away the skin. And even unconscious, she seems to jerk back a little bit.
Okay, I'll stop then, and I'll just recast Cure or Spare the Dying.
Yeah.
Damn it. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. I look over at the deaf dog. Is it not shying away from me right now?
It doesn't seem to be. It actually seems to be quite interested in you, as it looks at you, and the one head turns to the side and gives you a cockeyed glance, and the other one kind of seems to be like putting its head down.
I will tentatively kind of like kneel and slowly kind of like reach my hand out and just say like good dog, and I'm gonna try and scratch the heads underneath their chins.
Okay. So as you go and you reach towards them, you notice that they do shy away just ever so slightly from you, but as you inch forward, they kind of allow you to place your hand under both of their chins. And as you do, you give them a nice little scritch, and the one back leg just seems to kind of tick a little bit as you do it. It gives that little jostle.
Okay, we should go.
Yes. And I'll scoop Ariel up and making my way up the stairs.
Okay, so you guys are going to take Ariel and head back up the
I'm
way
not.
you came. Harold, what are you doing?
I'm staying down there.
Okay.
I'm gonna take like the halves of the thing that we have. Can I take it back to the workbench and then like actually spend time going through his notes trying to figure out what the hell this thing is?
Okay, so if that's your plan, and Victor, you mean to take Ariel back up the stairs, Puck, Talon, what would you like to do? If we are, in fact, splitting the party.
I would like to go upstairs also, but I also don't want to leave Harold alone. So, like, is there any more danger down here that we could think might be?
I don't know.
I mean, I could probably close the door.
Puck is kind of like halfway in, halfway out the room, not totally sure. I could tell the deaf dog to protect you while we're away. I'd rather you came with us, but we need to tend to her wounds.
Yeah, tell you what, and I will walk over to Talon. You take her up there.
Absolutely.
Her and Puck are in the most need of attention. I will stay with Harold and make sure everything goes well.
Very well. All right. Let's get you upstairs.
Okay. Talon, you take Ariel in your arms, and you and Puck move to go back towards the entrance where you had come in from. Harold, Victor, you head over to the workbench. Harold, you start reading the book a little bit more intensely. Victor, you spend some time with the meaty braid itself. Talon and Puck, you get to the stairs.
I would like to recall that there's a trap on the stairs.
Oh, you do. Oh, you do. As long as Warren do, then Puck do. I was
knowledge trap.
I was really hoping that they'd just be like, yeah, we just run up the stairs, and I'd be like, oh no.
I remember the rat trap.
So it's just me, Talon, and Ariel right now.
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm just curious if the dog was following us or not.
No, the dog. Well, sorry. Did you want the dog to stay with you or not? Did you give it any commands?
I think I would have, because I'm leaving them. Yes, I would have told the deaf dog to protect. Victor and Harold.
Then indeed, it is a very good listener, and it has stayed in the room with Victor and Harold.
It does have 4 ears, so
he's a good boy.
Very perceptive.
But yes, so Puck, Talon, as you make your way up the staircase, you find the trapped step, as well as the broken step beyond it. In order to get over this, I will be asking for either an athletics or an acrobatics. Talon, as you are holding another person, I'm going to give this one to you at disadvantage.
How much does she weigh, actually?
Now that
Would
she
Puck
is
be able to hold her?
Now that she's shrunken back into her normal form, she weighs about 120 pounds.
It's like the same weight as Puck, never mind.
I mean, I could try, and if you want to make the one step, hold her and then pass her to you.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
I mean, Puck may be small, but he's not completely scrawny.
He's buff.
He can carry 120 pounds.
Okay.
He's got that gymnast buff, you know? He's not big.
He's got lean
He's
muscle.
toned.
Lean muscle.
I'll also give you guidance.
Okay, great. Are you going to go up the step first?
I can if you want me to.
Whichever works better for you.
This is so real.
Okay.
This is such a real conversation in the middle of a trap dungeon. Should I go first? Do you want? I don't know. Do you want to? Like, you can go first.
I'll try. Okay, so I will I'll cast guidance on myself then first, and I will
Okay.
attempt to athletics my way.
You got this, buddy. You got this, big guy.
You're good at this.
Yeah,
We are skilled people.
actually, yeah. 24.
Oh, dude,
Oh,
what the
knock him out.
fuck? Okay, yeah, no, you clear the step. You bound up like a frickin' gazelle. Easy money. But yeah, you can go ahead, do the pass off, aerial to Talon to Puck. No check required there. You don't drop her. But yes, Talon will get an athletics check from you as well.
10?
Did you use guidance as well, by the way?
You are
no.
guided, so you can go ahead and roll a d4, please.
Why did you take that out? Please. Trust me, I also want this.
Please?
4!
Thank God. All right, so
you.
So, Talon, you go to jump up, and as you start falling just a little bit, Puck almost seems to, like, look at you, and as you do, you're able to find your footing, and it's amazing. You thought for sure you were about to stumble either back into the staircase or onto the pressure plate, but luckily you did not. You are able to clear the rest of the stairs without problem to the top floor. And while you make your way up those stairs, Harold and
Taking her
Victor...
back, by the way.
Oh, yes, okay, great. Perfect. So yes, as we go back downstairs to our intrepid studiers, I have some knowledge to share with you fools.
Let me get
Phew.
the notebook.
Yes, so... Harold, I'm sure you decipher this and share it with Victor. A few things that stand out in your brain as you now have a few more minutes to spend tinkering away with Ordice's journal. You are able to find something that you know Victor was interested in that it says, I was able to control my living petards by lacing their blood with a highly explosive compound found in the northern regions of the Rawlish deserts. By inserting a small vial inside the body of the, oh god, what's the word? Specimen. There we go. Sorry. I was going to say subject, and that's not right. By placing a small vial of the substance within the specimen, that granted me the ability to break the vial with a very small magical force in order to cause the petard to explode. Also, should they be take too much damage, should their physical forms take too much damage, the compound will implode, will explode itself. And that's kind of the breakdown that it gives you for these exploding petards that you had to deal with. Other than that, you get a more definitive answer as to what this parasite is. Ordice has it written in his journal that these parasites were brought to him. Thanks for stopping by, Granger. Have a good night. So these parasites were brought to him by his associate. Which one? Sorry, by his associate Theron. Once again, these parasites came from the northern reaches of Rolland, a place where very few venture to go, and that the parasite drains the life form of whatever subject it has been bound to, and in turn increases its physical performance by oodles and oodles. That's a scientific term in the book, oodles and oodles. It also says that Ordice had discovered a way to program these parasites, whether be it alchemically or mechanically, it does not say, but that he was able to program them to have specific effects on the specimens.
Okay.
You also, as you read, you find.
1 second.
Yep, no worries.
Abilities.
Look at these two, right? Well,
Nothing in there about him attempting to reverse the effects ever.
No. Definitely none of that, unfortunately.
Could
Yeah.
we
Didn't think so.
could we reverse engineer it though? We have his notes about how he made it come to be, would we be able to kind of reverse engineer it to reverse the effects?
Yeah, like does he have the bioengineering on what he did to them?
Yes, like there are like very descriptive like notes of how he was able to change these parasites. Like a lot of them, they are bathed in chemicals, or they are magically enchanted, or like the ones with the orcs, you find that they are intertwined with silver string, which in turn gave them that long braid that they could use as a serrated weapon. You also, there's a couple more things that you do learn. You discover that Ordis, in the last few pages of the journal, has spent a ton of time experimenting on unborn fetuses, and that the work is looking incredibly promising. And that there are a number of specimens kept currently in the dungeon that he feels are going to be excellent assets to his contingent of war machines.
We've got to find those.
If there's anything else specifically you would like to try and find in this book, let me know. I did not write down, of course, everything in this book. That would be a lot of work.
Yeah. So there's the what they are, how he put them in, how he changed them, how he was able to modify them, how he made the people explode. The new test subject.
Any knowledge about, like maybe earlier in the book about anything he was doing for the Empire or for his house?
So this book doesn't really seem to have many names in it. Most of it is just scientific work, except for that one part where he mentions that his the latest batch of parasites was brought to him by
Theron.
By Theron.
By Theron, yes.
Okay. Any interest in elemental dealings and elemental physiology? Did he mess with that at all?
None in this book, but he does have an entire library down here in this office. If you wanted to spend some time leafing through that, you might be able to.
I would like to find a book on elementals or genies.
Okay, so you guys can do your researching and your looting through Ordis's, the rest of Ordis's lab. Talon and Puck, we will have the conversation with everyone upstairs as well as Ariel when we come back from break. We're gonna take a few minutes of a break. I'm gonna run some ads, gonna get some water, have a pee. We can wind down a little bit. But yeah,
Break time.
I'll run the ads now.
Excellent
and we'll
timing.
be right back.
BRB, pee break.
BRB, group stretch, group deep breath. Yo.
Yeah, I thought Puck was Elgoner.
I'll see you guys in a sec.
I wasn't sure that Talon had any spell slots left, and I was like,
Me
well,
neither.
if I roll a nat 1, I'm just dead. Here we go.
And and as soon as I knew that I couldn't just rip you off of her, I was like, oh fuck! Like, what am I supposed to do now?
I was like, well, I barely survived at 17 hit points, so let's see if I can barely survive at 17 hit points again, because that's half my health. And then he was like, oh yeah, I rolled poor on the necrotic, 14 damage. I was like, that's the worst part you could roll on.
Yeah, bye, man. Well, you know what? You survived.
I did, and now I'm so. I don't know, man. I have this. So listen. Just because we're not on stream right now, I have this weird idea, fantasy of having Ariel like rehabilitate with the deaf dog, and the two of them being a pair.
Yeah, you're making your own little party. You're doing what my cleric tried to do and failed very bad at, which is create a little following.
The two of them are like broken in the same way, and I want them to like heal together.
I'm worried for I'm worried for Ariel if restorative magic still aren't working on her. I'm worried.
I'm assuming she's probably
Just want
also, like undead. Like
I'm coming back later.
I just overheard that you weren't sure if I had spell slots left, and I want you to know that until future notice, I will always have spell slots because I only have healing spells. So
oh, okay.
all I have pretty much, other than like I have protection from good and evil, but like other than that, it's just good berry and cure wounds. That's it. So there's always spells, at least for the time being.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Whew.
Nobody died.
Thank God.
Oh
It's
god.
touch and go there.
Yo, I was a little worried. I wasn't worried when we started the session, and then Puck took 2 moves, and I went, oh no, he has not tried to escape once. Oh, he's fucked.
Yeah, no, because I was like, my athletics is shit, and this thing's probably strong as fucking hell.
You're not wrong. See, when I was prepping, I was like, oh, son of a bitch is probably just gonna use the last use of his ring and just poof out.
Yeah, you told me I couldn't see anywhere though, so I was like, well, I can't use it.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah.
right. I did limit that option. I'm glad I did too. It made it more fun.
Bad.
It was awesome.
Or fun.
Yeah, I
That was
really
a-
enjoyed the
No,
part
it was
where-
really good. It was
But I still, you know, even though I really wanted to get Puck off of that fucking evil woman, I was happy I was able to just like sledgehammer some bones. That was
It
still
was
cool.
pretty fucking metal. I mean, between you and
It was
Harold,
still cool.
you made like a legitimate effort, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna just like freaking hardline you guys. No, that'd be rude.
And then pinning her worked out.
I'm so mad about that. Because can I tell you something that I didn't get to have fun with? She had a second phase.
Oh, that she was just hitting towards the end there.
Yeah. When
She didn't have the
Big,
Fuck.
big lady, big Ariel.
she got pinned at 40 HP or 39 HP, and 43 HP was when her second phase kicked in. Kind of similar to a flesh golem's rage, but she got 2 extra melee attacks per round.
Oh yeah, that would have been fucking disastrous.
Yeah.
That went rough.
Yes, Miss Liz, they did go get secret room goodies. They did indeed.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we found that room. What did I get from that?
Wind chimes.
Oh,
a helmet.
I have a.
You
Oh yeah, we still don't know what any of that stuff does.
I have that leather helmet and 6 assorted potions.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
You
You
have a
also
sword
have-
potion.
I don't know what any of them do.
you also have diamonds.
And money.
Well, I think we left the
Or
money.
no, we're
didn't
gonna
we?
give the money. I don't know.
Yeah,
if we
you guys were gonna
I don't
donate
know
the
if that
money.
means we didn't take it though.
I didn't pick up the money.
Wait,
if
you didn't pick
you're
up the
wondering.
money?
No, I said there's a bunch of gold in the. I left it there for the fucking orcs.
You're gonna make the orcs come down here?
gonna eventually.
Well, we'll get it later for them. We just had to. I wasn't gonna carry around a bunch of money before I knew it was safe.
What a smart boy.
I didn't need that weighing me down. That
You're not
helmet,
wrong.
though, I'm gonna keep that.
All right.
If I wear that helmet, would that consider armor? Would that take away my unarmored defense?
Let me think about it.
Okay. I'm not gonna wear it anyway because it fucks with my hair. But
Cause it fucks with my hair.
Fucks with my hair.
Oh, I don't do hats. Why don't you do hats, Victor? I like my hair. It's very nice.
Is this why you're so resistant to
I
the
I
love-
want my head to be free.
Really
I don't like to
all
be
of,
encumbered.
Listen, if we cut a hole out the back of the bear hat, will you wear it then so your braids
No.
can fall out?
I wear the
back?
bear hat. I do not wear the bear hat for different reasons, and that is it is embarrassing to wear
It's
that.
dumb. I really like that you can hear Lee laugh from across her house.
Miss Liz, it's not that
Patent
Victor
test.
doesn't trust money, it's that Victor sees no value in a currency made to oppress people.
What a fucking
Ow.
guy. Okay.
It
Victor
is
has so
not a
many
good
fun
or a
opinions.
service, and therefore I care not for it.
All right, kids. Are y'all ready? You feeling
Yes.
good? You got your pee if you needed it. You got some waters if you needed them. Chat, are you ready? Chat's always
I
ready.
got a beer,
Oh, dude, I wish
so
I had a
I'm
beer.
ready to go.
I wish I had a beer. Okay, so, we'll get back into this nice and slow. Harold and Victor, we'll start with you guys. I know we left off with you, but we'll start with you now. Victor, can you go ahead and roll me an investigation check, specifically looking for books on either Jinn or elementals?
That's a 19.
It is a 19. Okay. So it takes you a little while to go through the library, and you kind of start figuring out that it's that's based categorically, and then based on what category it is, that's sorted alphabetically. And so eventually you try E for elementals, and you don't find anything. You try D for Jinn, and you don't find anything. And you try G for Genasi, and you do actually find a small book on Genasi physiology, as well as ideas on where they may come from.
Perfect, I'll take it.
Okay. Harold, is there anything you wanted to do while you're still down here?
Yeah. While Victor is looking, after like a few moments of it just being absolute silence and like the occasional like page flip, Victor, why did he do it?
Why did who do what?
What? Why did Puck try to save that girl?
Because everyone is worth saving.
I mean, yeah, but it just I don't know. He didn't think. We knew what Ortiz was doing, and we knew what he's done, but Puck still went in and risked his life, and I mean, if it wasn't for Talon, ended his life because of what?
Because there was a life, and it was in pain, and it needed help. Let me propose you something. You know you are going to walk into a fight you can't win. But if you run, people you care about will die. You run?
I don't know.
I don't either. But I know what Puck would do. And that is why I follow him. I think there's something to learn from that boy.
Maybe, yeah.
And I think he has some self-preservation things to learn from us. But we'll get through to him eventually, I think.
Maybe.
Don't dwell on that too much, Harold.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
there is a reason why we keep Puck, why Puck is important to our group. It is because he has that reckless compassion. You don't have to have that.
But I mean, just the reckless compassion, isn't it gonna get exhaustive for us and him if he keeps going off, risking his life for nothing?
Would you consider that he risked his life for nothing today?
As Victor asked this question, you see the dog, the death dog, the dogs that Puck had left behind now seems to saunter up towards you, Harold. And he gives you this inquisitive look as he's supposed to be sitting here watching you, and so he does that. He just sits and he watches you.
I mean, I guess not. We did save her, but it's only because we knew what we were looking for. That's just my thought is, if we knew what had happened to her, we probably could have avoided the whole fight entirely.
That is not untrue. Could have certainly been true. I think there is merit to a little more strategy in what we do. We try to be as formed as we can, but there will always be an element of chaos in what we do.
That's true. That's true.
Now, what I think is important is that we all work together. Whether it is
Agreed.
reckless or not, if we share a common goal, we are much more likely to succeed.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't let Puck die.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
You have never adventured, have you?
No. All my thoughts and assumptions about things are from books and what I've studied.
Then I will tell you this, if your books have not already told you, as someone who has seen his share of adventures. It never gets any less tiring. It will always be tiring. But someone's got to do it. And I'll be damned if I make someone else more tired than I am. I can take it. I will pick my this whole time we've been talking, I've been searching for my Ganassi book, and I find it and pluck it and go, or shall we go upstairs then?
I'm just gonna take a quick look at that library, quickly. I want to
Sure,
see if
I've
there's
already perused it. What are you looking for?
Are there any books on blacksmithing or forging of the like?
Blacksmithing B. No.
You find like 14 books on like smithing and forging and all those sorts of metalworking. It's like he's got a small collection.
If I may, more books that I just thought of. Are there any on Groman gods?
We will pop back downstairs to the library and your books in just a moment while we head upstairs and just see how Puck and Talon are making out with Ariel. You guys have just made it over the step while this while this conversation is going on. You've made it up the step and just to the exit of what is mostly a cellar. As you get there, the door seems to open just in front of you. And standing there, ready for like combat, is Guzdan and Sarifa, and they both just kind of stand there like.
Sorry. I thought we were supposed to come with you.
Gazan, we've been fighting. We found someone that's alive but injured. We need to take her somewhere to lie down and get treatment.
What? Oh, sorry.
Gazan, help us!
All right.
And he like reaches out and takes Ariel from you, and he's just like stands there holding her.
It's Gaston.
Yeah. Sorry. She's
Whoever I'm not sure who you have in mind to take her to, but she can't be healed by magic.
Can we find her a comfy place, like a bed, to lay her down on, please?
Yeah. All right. I suppose I can do that. Where did she was down? You know what? We'll just take her to the bedroom.
Explain after.
All right.
And so he starts walking with you guys up the stairs towards one of the non-destroyed bedrooms that have whether the servants or prisoners or whatever they were made to be for Ordi slept. And Gazdan places her in one of the beds before he turns, and Sarifa standing beside him, like arms crossed, kind of glaring at you, Puck, like giving you like an icy stare.
Gazan, can you fetch Amori and tell her to bring any medical supplies that they have, needles, thread, that sort of thing?
Are you sure that we maybe shouldn't be looking to sew you up, Puck? You've been
I'm fine.
And then at this moment, Sarifa walks up and grabs the bone that is firmly implanted in your stomach, and she wiggles it a little bit, and she glares at you, and she goes, "Pericles, you are not fine." And then she rips one of them out.
I'm doing better than she is. Needle and thread.
Pericles, whatever you have in mind, you can leave it to me. You need to go and lie down.
Normal healing magic doesn't work on her. I might be the only one that knows how to help.
I will do all that I can for her, Pericles, but not if you stand here in this sorry state you're in.
Sarifa, would it make a difference if I healed him further?
If you remove these ribs that I assume are not his own, then perhaps we may have a conversation.
In the meantime, needle and thread, and also a basin of water and some sort of washcloth so we can clean her up.
The icy glare that Puck was receiving is now landed firmly on you, Talon. And where there was this, like, concerned, like, angry because I'm scared, that's out the window. She is glaring at you with a look like if looks could kill, you'd be dead, as she walks away without speaking a word.
Sorry. Well, she's out. What in the bloody hell's going on here?
Okay, I need to clean her up. Gazdan, it is Very unpleasant place down there. Everyone is fine though. Victor and Harold are just taking some time to research some things, I think, but everyone's fine. Just this is the more pressing matter right now.
No, she's doing just fine, lad. Look, she's breathing. She seems to be stable. You just need to...
Gaston, there's more going on than you are aware of.
And you both
I
need
will
to
take
calm
care-
down.
I will take care of Puck. Get the supplies we need, please.
Puck is
Sarifa,
going to gently kind of like open the top of her like torn clothing and check that like incision line.
Mm-hmm. It goes down from her lip all the way down to like her mid-torso. And now as you give her like even a brief look over, you can see that her mouth is not any different than when she first turned. Like her mouth is still full of jagged, rough teeth.
I'm gonna
look,
go
I'm
over.
Is
sorry,
it
I
open?
just-
Like
No. It seems to have sealed itself shut. Like it is not like it is not an open wound. But it almost seems like there's like a seam in a pair of dress pants. It's almost hard to notice, but it's there. And Gaston, he reaches out and he puts his hand on your shoulder, Puck, and he pulls you. Like he doesn't like gently, he like pulls you to face him.
Look, I need you to tell me what is happening right now.
Pause, please. Sarifa's literally going to eat me if I don't heal Puck before she gets back, so can I do that and then can we tell you the story?
I like glare at both of you and I cast Cure Wounds on myself.
Okay, so as you harness the magic of Apollo, as you glare at Gaston and Talon, the wounds start to heal, and the ribs almost like plunk themselves out onto the bedroom floor.
There, are you happy? Now, can we attend to this woman?
Puck, I need you to
Son?
tell me what
Son?
is happening first.
Gaston, I will fill you in. I will fill you in, Gaston. Let the man work. Went down into the.
Fine.
We went downstairs. There was sort of weird two-headed dogs. Dealt with that. Not too big of an issue. We get through into some sort of lab, and this girl.
Did you
Yeah,
find
yeah,
any of
brother.
my kin? I'm sorry, I just need to know. Alive, dead,
Yeah.
anything.
We have not explored it in its entirety yet. We needed to.
Well, if you haven't explored it, I
Get
must get going then.
packages.
I did not
No.
know you had gone down. I must go.
Please, no. Gaston, please
Gaston, do
go
not do that.
see Victor. And
The four of us could barely handle that place by ourselves. One person charging in.
Puck, go ahead and roll me a persuasion. With advantage, because Talon is also trying to stop him.
Oh boy. $16.
16.
Where are your friends? Where is Harold? Where is Victor? I'll go with them.
I'll explain how to get to the lab.
Good, thank you.
There's an undead hound with them. Don't harm it. It's not hostile.
Okay!
You see now, Gaston has pretty much been nothing but polite as far as an orc has been with you. You can see his blood is starting to boil a little bit. Like, he's definitely getting frustrated. And as he walks out of the room, you just hear,
Aurum! Fuckle! Get your Mori, we're going downstairs!
shortly
Gonna
thereafter,
go.
Sarifa re-enters the room with a bowl of warm water, some towels, a needle, and some thread.
Thank you.
Going to go ahead and grab the bowl and the rag, and I'm just gonna start like wiping blood off of her skin.
Okay. As this is all happening, Sarifa kind of sits in the corner of the room and just watches you work, Puck. Whatever you do, she just watches very attentively.
I'm mainly helping to watch and make her comfortable. I think because I'm concerned about her like jaw being open like this, I don't know if that's going to be an issue, so I might try and like set that closed. And then the only idea that I have on how I might be able to heal her through magical means is to tentatively cast Toll the Dead on her and see if that, if the necrotic element helps.
Okay. So as you brush off the blood and you kind of get the clumps out of the hair, you now can see, like, as you inspect, you can see these tiny little bruises and there's little holes that seem to be where whatever this parasite that had been on her was pulled off from. Many of those holes are still oozing just a little bit of blood, so you're able to patch those, bandage those wounds. You get the blood off of her face, and then eventually you go to set the jaw, and as you try to move it, it doesn't feel like a jaw at all. Like it's just very strange to touch. Like it feels like multiple different bones instead of one jawbone. And then as you cast Toll the Dead on her, it doesn't seem to cause her any harm as she lays there, but she does not rise from consciousness either. Whether you have healed her or not, you honestly can't tell right now.
I don't know if this is working.
Wish I could help. I'm sorry.
Can I do a medicine check to see if there's anything else that I can do?
Go ahead.
Can I give advantage?
Yeah, as you guys both look over her and you're like talking amongst each other, what can we do? How can we help? Go ahead and roll with advantage.
Okay, so that is a 30.
Okay. You do the best you can to look her over, and with the knowledge you have, even though you are very medically adept, you just think the only thing and probably the best thing you can do is to just wait. Sometimes that's all you can do. Just wait.
Neither mine nor Apollo's magic is going to have any more effect on her now. We just have to hope that she can pull through by herself. But she's going to be scared and confused. I don't know how long she was down there, but someone needs to watch her.
I can stay with for now if you would like to take a moment for yourself.
Well, I'm worried about Gazdan and the others, and where I don't know if they'll find Victor or they'll charge off into the other side of the dungeon.
Go. I will watch her.
Sarifa,
Go! I will watch her.
okay.
Puck, he'll stand and he'll kind of just like look at Sarifa for a moment. He'll nod and then.
Pericles.
Sorry.
Be safe. Please. Please be safe.
Thank you.
Now go catch Gazdan before he does something stupid.
I'll rush off after them.
I'll follow.
Okay, so Puck, Talon, as you guys make on your way, you eventually do find yourselves back at the now wide open doors to the cellar. And this is all happening right about the same time. Victor, Harold, you guys are finishing up your conversations, looking for the last of your books. And from a ways up the stairs, like on your way down the first set of stairs, Puck, Talon, all four of you hear,
Oh, for the love of God, it's rat shit!
Victor, Harold, you guys hear this coming from the steps. Puck, Talon, you guys hear this coming from the basement cellar.
The trap. Did we forget to tell him about the trap? I've rushed fast.
I would have told him, but like, we'll run down.
Okay, so as you guys rush down the steps, you do see a ton of rat feces littering the stairway, as well as a number of dead rats on the stairs. It seems like they were made pretty quick work of. And then at the bottom of the steps, you do see Imori, clean as a whistle, followed by Gazdan, Orim, and Fuckle, all covered in shit.
It's rat shit.
I see that.
Fuck all. I told you to watch your step.
I did watch my step. There's 2 steps to watch, and you only said to watch 1 step. This is your fault.
I will kill you. I will kill you. Here and now.
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
Where are we
go
going?
to the boys. This way.
Lead the way.
So Gazdan is led, Gazdan and his men, as well as Imori, are led by the time, Victor and Harold, you guys wanted to find a couple more books, is that correct, in this library?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
Okay, what else were you looking for, Victor?
I'm looking for a book on growing gods.
Yes. Unfortunately, none. Even if you, look through the religion, nothing.
And I'm looking for a history of royal families of Westgar.
You do find a lineage book, essentially, that states noble, heads of noble families and their children and that kind of thing. Oh God, I just gave myself so much work.
Yes, you did. That's okay. I don't care about most of it. It just has a very specific purpose.
Okay, good. I like that.
When I was going through the notes, because there were the 14 tomes of blacksmithing books, which I don't think, unless Victor, your bag is ginormous, I don't think we can carry them with us at the moment.
They are pretty hefty books. You're looking at 400 pages each.
Yeah. That's a thing to pick up on the way out. Going through his notes as well, could I figure out how he made the 2-headed demon dogs?
Yeah, that one's actually super simple. That one is pretty well base necromancy.
You just sewed a head on another body.
He literally did. It seems as though he bred the dogs himself, and then through some really rough necromancy, and just some bone grafting, he was able to attach one head to the other, and they are creatures of pure necromantic magic. They would be dead if not for it.
All right. Good to know. All right.
And upon that, and you get to pick whichever blacksmithing book you would like to bring with you.
I want to bring all of them. That's the issue.
Talon and Puck now re-enter the room, followed by a very stinky Gazdan, Orim, and Fuckle, and then followed by them, Izamori.
Listen, Harold, what are you going to need the intermediate and advanced ones for before you've read beginner? Just take the beginner book.
Back. Sorry for the smell. They figured out what the pressure plate does.
It makes you smell bad.
It's rat shit.
And he glares at Fuckle,
It's It's not important.
I'm glad you've all returned. We've gleaned quite a bit from down here. Mostly that, amongst other very nefarious things, Ordis was experimenting on fetuses.
And an orc.
And he points to the body on the table that is currently missing its head.
Yes. I believe I undid the straps from that guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
you
he
So
is.
at least he's not being stretched.
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately he was like this when we found him.
And there are more like this than down here.
Unsure. There is a path yet untreaded. My guess is, if anything we will find there, it is perhaps these fetuses he's been experimenting on. He did not specify if they were orcish or not, but we should definitely investigate.
You all look very tired. Me and the boys will take it from here.
If you don't mind, Gazdan, I would like to accompany you.
You may, but I need to kill something really bad.
Very well. Harold, will you catch up fucking talent? I will deal with this.
Yeah.
I'll go with the orcs, because I want to see what is in there before they destroy it.
Okay. Does anyone else?
Victor.
Yes.
Just take any notes that you see. There might even the smallest thing. How
Yes.
mundane it might.
Harold, they've already left. I'm afraid they're going to break everything. I will do what I can.
Okay, bye.
Is anyone else going with?
Yes.
You're more than welcome to tag along. Puck, you're going. Talon,
Stay.
you're gonna stay here with Harold and the books. Okay. So as you make your way through the hallways, through the winding hallways, you take your left and you take your right, and then you take another right, and eventually, Puck and Victor. I almost said Gibson again. Holy shit. Puck and Victor, the two of you, the three orcs and Amori, all stand before another door. This one seems to be very much the same in design as the door that led you down here, and that there is a bit of a peephole.
Now, just to be aware, we've encountered many traps, pitfalls, and enchanted locks and things. So be very careful what you touch where you go.
Fuck will open the door.
I will just
all right.
back up.
So Fuckle grabs the door, like the doorknob, starts to twist it. It's that same screeching metal on metal sound that you guys remember from the first time you came down here.
Chunk.
And
Just,
Fuckle kind of looks around nervously for a second.
Oh, it's good. It's
Can
good.
Puck just be like actively doing a perception check for danger?
Yeah, go
'Cause
ahead.
they're gonna rush, and I'm nervous as hell. Not great, not terrible. 16.
16. Yeah, so as you walk, as the door opens, Puck, immediately something is clear to you. You hear noise, and you hear noise moving in your direction. Like, as the door is unlatched, you can hear it. And it sounds raspy, and it sounds animalistic, and it sounds almost not dissimilar to what the death dog sounded like, but even wetter, like a wetter sound. And it is
From the other
coming
side of the
towards
door.
you. It is coming towards you very quickly. As Fuckle opens the door, he opens it wide and he looks around and he goes,
Yeah, I don't see nothing.
Buckle, back away now! Something's coming!
and he like instinctively backs up but holds his axe. He's clearly not the brightest of the bunch, and he just kind of stands there and goes,
What is it?
I'm going to rush forward, shield up in dodge stance.
Okay, so you take a step forward. Gazdan also pushes himself forward with you. And as you do that, you take in your surroundings for a moment. You see that there are cages, like rows of cages. This is very much a dungeon. Like, this is where prisoners are kept. And they are very well maintained, like bars. The bars are well maintained. The floors are spotless and clean. And walking around one of the corners, you see two creatures. They look a little like the death dogs, but the difference is they only have one head. And on their shoulders and on the tops of their heads and on their backs, they look like they are almost growing scales out of the fur. And as they open their mouths, you see that it doesn't quite look like a canine jaw. It definitely looks like a lizard. Like, it looks like some kind of lizard jaw opens up. And it stands before you, ready to attack. The two of them, they seem to be completely poised to attack. And Puck, before you're able to do anything, Gazdan just goes,
All right, boys. Go get him.
And Fuckle, Aurum, and Gazdan rush these things. Imori also pulls their bow and looses a few arrows. And Victor and Puck, you guys just get to watch as these creatures are...
I'm going to, like, grab Puck and just go, like, let them work. I've seen what orcs need. They need this.
And so you all get to watch as especially Gazdan seems to let out a bellowing war yawp as he grabs his war axe and lifts it above his head. And between him, Aurum, and Fuckle, these things are gone in 6 seconds. Both of them torn to shreds, completely torn asunder.
I don't even watch. I, like, pull Puck out of the room into the side and go, hey, how was Ariel? Is she okay? And I've, like, completely inverted his gaze so he can't watch.
Buck is, like, distracted for those, like, briefs, like, about at least 4 seconds of just carnage that he's listening to. My magic can't help her. So, the two of us, we got her settled as best as we could. We cleaned her wounds, made her comfortable, and Sarifa is watching her. I know she'll be very disoriented when she wakes up, but there's nothing that mine or Apollo's magic can do for her right now.
Then we will have to find the magic that can help her, right? You can't always be the hero, Puck. And I'll, like, pat him on the shoulder. Go, all right, I think it's clear. Should we go in?
Yeah.
So as you guys turn back the corner, Amori is, like, cleaning off some of their arrows, like wiping the blood off on their pant legs, and you just see Gazdan has the head of one of these things and is screaming at it. Like, he has it in his hand and he just screams at it before he throws it at the wall.
They're
All
dead.
right,
Look at them, they're dead.
And he points in one of the first cages. And there you see, one on each side of you, the body of two orcs who have been starved to death. Like, they look like they have died to exposure.
Then we need to look for anyone that we can help. And I'm gonna try perception for survivors.
yeah, I want to check out what's in this room.
Okay. You guys do find yourselves in a large sequence of cells, one after another after another. And as you take your time to go by one, you look to your right, dead, left, dead, right, dead, left, dead, right, dead. Breathing. Definitely breathing. Not dead. You look to your left, breathing, definitely breathing, not dead, but weak, very weak. Not even able to move, not even able to get your attention, but breathing.
Victor, over here.
Are the cages locked?
They do seem to be locked. Did you take the keys off of Ordesis' table?
Someone had the keys, I know that.
Yeah, if not, I can run back and get them.
Who opened the cage?
Talon did.
Talon did.
Talon has the keys.
I will run back and get them.
Okay.
I want to check these still breathing ones and see if they have any braids, anything in the back of their heads.
From what you can see, they definitely do not.
Okay. Is that the only two that I've found so far?
Puck, as you continue to look, you see another orc clearly dead from exposure. Another one seems to be breathing. Another one seems to be breathing. Another one seems to be breathing. You find 8 still living orcs and about 25 dead ones. Many of the dead are piled into one cell at the end of the row, just a heap of bodies on top of each other.
Is there like a stretcher or anything around here, like a medical bed? No. Okay.
I'm here, Logan here, not Victor, about
Yeah.
to interject with a cleric pro move. If you short rest, you get your channel divinity back, and you can heal every one of these orcs.
Is it short rest I get Child Divinity back?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Cleric pro move. Just putting that out there as an option.
I will patiently wait for Victor as I begin a short rest.
Okay. So you sit there and you wait and you channel your divinity. Victor, you run full tilt on your way back to the room and you get there in no time.
Talon, the keys you used to open the gate, I need them.
Something?
Gone.
Oh, that's cold.
Saying yes. Saying yes. All right.
So Victor, as you run back, Harold, Talon, you guys are left in this room. Talon, is there anything you wanted to do while you're here? The death dog is still sitting watching you, Harold. It has not taken its eyes off you.
Harold is just kind of ignoring it because it creeps him the fuck out.
Conversely, Talon is very curious about the now docile dog. So I'm gonna go over and just like very tentatively, like, you know, keep some distance, but kind of like kneel down and kind of like, buddy.
It gives you some attention, but one of its heads will look at you and the other one continues to stare at Harold. And they kind of do that on and off where the other one will take watch and the other one will look at you kind of confused, but then they ultimately go back to just watching Harold, doing what they're told.
So I'm gonna have to wait for Puck to pet the dogs. And I'm gonna go over to Harold. What are you finding in here?
I mean, he has a big library of books.
See that? I've never seen so many.
Yeah, it's small compared to what I'm used to, but it's very
Isn't that
well
fun?
organized. I'll give him credit.
Yeah?
Sorry?
I wouldn't know. This is small for you, or it's well organized. Anything else I should look for you on the shelves?
No, I found the books that I was kind of interested in. It's just that there's 14 of them.
14?
Yeah. And I want to take them all because it looks like they're first editions, and that's
Is that
like
important?
real nice. It means that they're worth a lot, and it's like they're like real nice books.
Oh, that's cool. Maybe after everyone's done over in the other space, maybe you can get some help from everyone to take books up. I'll do a couple of trips with you if you want.
Maybe. I mean, maybe we can start like ferrying them to the stairwell, just so we don't leave in case they need us in a moment's notice.
I would like to interject and just say you are both super jacked. Between the two of you, you could definitely carry those books.
I'm very aware, but it's just like there's 14 books that Harold wants to take, and I don't think one backpack is big enough.
No, that's true, but you could always just carry them up the stairs if you wanted to. Just throwing that out there.
I think it's an awkwardness over a weight issue that we're exploring.
No, for sure.
Well,
yeah.
Want some help with that? I wouldn't mind taking a look myself. I mean, I don't know what I might be interested in reading, but there seems to be quite a selection.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. Knowledge is power.
Give me a moment. Take a peek.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So as you look through the library, is there anything you want to find, or are you just looking for something that catches your eye?
Anything that would stick out to a big dumb idiot, you know?
Yeah. So in like the third section, you see a book that straight up says Beasts of Westgar. And you're like, that sounds fucking cool.
I'll pull it off the shelf. Is it very old? Is it in good condition?
Oh yeah, every book here is at least like 80 years old. Like this is this man's private library that he had moved here. These are all nice and old books.
Like a thick boy or like?
Yeah, it's probably around 400 pages, 600 pages, somewhere in there. It's a big one.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay. I'll gingerly pull it out. And I'm just gonna look at the cover and like, Harold, you won't believe what I found.
On the cover, there is a picture of a beast that is very reminiscent to you. It's a picture of a griffin. One seems to be like gliding gracefully through the sky.
Did you find a book that you're interested in?
Beasts of Westgar. Would that be interesting?
That does seem very very attuned to who you are as a person.
I'm not so good with people, but I don't know if that was a good thing.
It just means that you'll probably like it. It just means you'll probably like it.
Right. I'm gonna put it down, and I just want to see if there's anything else quickly. Now I feel offended.
No. I mean, as you leaf through the library, honestly, a lot of it's something that you would never read in a million years. Like a lot of it's like the subtle biologies and like the subtle differences in biology between like an orc and a human, and what makes an orc have like thicker muscle strands than a human. You see a lot of stuff on like mechanics. You see a lot of stuff on like just straight up magic. Like there's a lot on just magic and how it works and why it works and does it actually work. A lot of that stuff. There's a few other books on like plants in the area and like what kind of plants can be combined to make salves. Like there's sorts of things too. So if you're interested in any of that, you can definitely find it.
Maybe one of those actually. That would definitely. Wild plants and wild animals is very much Talon's game.
It's very true. So as you find another book, this one's much smaller. It's about 150 pages. And it's even older, but as you take it out and you start looking through those, as Harold figures out how he's going to take 14 books upstairs, we are going to pop back to the prison as Victor just now finishes running in with the keys in hand. Puck, you finished a short rest.
Yeah, so I'll take time to unlock all of the cells. And anyone who is like looking very haggard, I would try to stabilize.
They all look like completely exhausted, but none of them really more so than the others. But if you would like to do a
Okay.
medicine check on somebody, you can.
Yeah. I'm just gonna take. I'll take. Because I see Puck is clearly in the middle of something.
Can you please bring all of the wounded prisoners close to me?
Of course. And I will do that as well as just like making sure everyone's okay.
Yeah, Gazdan, the boys, and Amori all help as well, very slowly and carefully move these people in a circle around Puck. Looking pretty ritually, but, for a good cause.
It's a good ritual.
Yeah.
So
it's a
I've
healing
basically
ritual.
just been spending a whole short rest, like trying to muster back the channel divinity. And so I will cast it again. And so that is going to be, it's 22 points of healing, and I'm spreading it evenly amongst all the wounded prisoners.
There are 8 of them
Well,
that you have found.
uh,
We'll call it 3 hit points each. Why not?
it's like 2 to 3 hit points for each of them. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll say they all of them
Uh,
do have some sort of coming back to consciousness, but they are still dehydrated and starving.
I do it tentatively, like as I'm doing it, the first few tendrils to the first of them, I'm just making sure it's not going to sear them like it does Ariel.
It does not.
And so it's a very tentative kind of creeping out of magic, checking each of them to make sure none of them are being hurt by this. And then once I'm sure, it kind of spreads out from there.
What is happening? Are you Odin?
As one of them looks at you, Puck, and he's just kind of bleary eyed, and you can see his eyes are so red that he can barely open them as he looks at you, and you give off this faint radiant energy.
Are you Odin? Am I dead?
No, not Odin, friend. Here, drink gently. And I'm just gonna hold up my water skin to him.
Then he takes a sip of water, and even just that little sip of water seems to bring a little bit of life back into his eyes, and he opens them a little wider, and he kind of takes he takes the canteen from you, and he pours a little bit over his face and his chest.
We're here to get you out.
I remember who he was. That madman had us trapped out here. I'm sorry, you've come to free us.
Yes, we're going to get you out. Gazdan, if you have any water skins, please try and make sure everyone gets a gentle bit of water. Not too much right away, though.
He hits you with the thumbs up, and he gestures to the rest of them to give them some water.
The thumbs up is far too casual for the situation we're in.
Welcome to Orcs, baby.
Once
save
everyone,
your people from dying.
once that's taken care of, we'll just tentatively make sure if they can move, we'll start to help them up.
Yeah, they all start to get some water in them, and they definitely start coughing some pretty gnarly stuff up, being trapped underground for so long. The one who originally spoke to you, he kind of reaches out a feeble arm and grabs yours, Puck.
There are more. I do not know how many, but they are further back.
And it seems as though across from one of these cells, there seems to be a small pathway that leads back, and he kind of points it out to you. As up till now, you've been pretty stuck on healing these people in front of you. He points out this little side entrance, and it's only about 4 feet wide, but it does seem to lead back into another row of cells.
We'll make sure to check on them, friend.
Yeah, I'll start making my way over there to check it out.
Okay. Victor, you head that way. Gazdan is going to take this time. Orem, Fuckle, and Amori as well as helping to each kind of take two and help them in the direction of the staircase. They are pretty small and these guys are pretty big, and so they can kind of just like hold them, like offer their arms as support, and with that healing you gave them, they're able to make their way out. But it is
Okay,
now
I'll-
just Puck and Victor down here.
I'll stick close-ish to Victor then.
Okay.
And this room was just, as far as I could see, was just cages and things. Like there weren't anything on the walls.
Yeah. No, nothing, no decor, just a long hallway full of cells, full of cages.
Okay.
As you guys make your way into the second hallway, you see more of the same. A number of cells, although in these ones, as you, Victor and Puck, as you walk by one, you notice that there are no orcs in here. The first one is empty, and it just seems to be like, there's like a puddle of blood on the ground, a very thick puddle. And you can take your pick at what that means. As you continue to walk along, you see another cage. This one has about 15 average-sized wolves, and it looks like they have had their stomachs cut open, almost as though it's been like a very brutal C-section. And you continue along, and you peek down this one. This one's even more disturbing because these are two creatures laying in this cell. Once again, like cut from like navel down, again as if it had been a very brutal C-section. And the looks on their faces tells you that they were vivisected 100%, as they have this look of pure terror on their faces, and they look like creatures you've never seen before. They look like they must have, from their muscular stature, they must be bipedal, but they also have they wear the face of a wolf. Like they look lupine in nature, but the way their bodies are structured, they look like they would have walked on two legs. Victor, would you like to roll me a history check, please?
Sure.
Puck is also just keeping an eye out for danger or survivors.
That's an 18.
An 18. Victor, you recall seeing some hooded figures in Gazdan's camp that looked a little bit like this? You weren't able to make them out very well. And now it kind of stirs into your mind. You can remember from books you've read, of the many books you've read, you can remember stories of these beast walkers, they're called, in the most northwestern climes of Westgar, in the furthest reaches of the Savage Lands, were these creatures, these wolf men, who were barbaric, and they would steal up children in the night, and there are very few are ever seen.
Okay. And they're caged?
They are in one of the cages.
Are they alive?
No, they've been vivisected. They're clean cut open. But one of them is holding something. It seems to be clutching, like clutching something to its side, almost like it's cradling it.
Can I just they're in a cage?
Yeah, in one of the cells.
I'll open that cell.
Yeah, you put the key in, you open it up. It's
And
loud.
I'll go see what they have.
Okay, so as you lean down to the one, you pick up this small bundle of fabrics, and in its clutches is a very small, wolfish-looking pup. And as you pick it up, it gives you a sign of life. It goes very quiet, very soft, but it is alive.
It looks like a puppy, not like a person.
It's hard to tell. It looks kind of like a puppy right now.
All right.
What do you have?
I'm not sure. I think it's a puppy. But these are beastmen. So theoretically, I do not know what the young of these beast men look like. It could feasibly be one of them as well.
Can I see?
Yes. Do I know do I know if these beast walkers are like inherently evil or savage, or do they have intelligence?
All of the stories you've heard of them made them out to be like boogeymen. Like that was the figure. It was really the only stories that exist of them are them breaking in and stealing up children from their cribs.
Watching. They are perceived as dangerous, but I know that often stories are misleading.
Not so dangerous that they didn't
We
want to
should
protect
at
this
least-
one.
Well, we should take it with us.
I want to just, I don't know much about their physiology, but I just want to like check kind of like pulse vitals, that sort of thing, like a basic medicine to just see if this
Mm-hmm.
child, I'm assuming, is stable.
You can go ahead and roll medicine on that.
22.
Yeah, it's chest moves. You can get a bead on a pulse if you like. You kind of have to wrap your thumb like under its neck to get one, and as you do, you can actually feel it move. Like it's not so weak that it can't move. It actually kind of nuzzles into your warm touch.
I'll cradle it and just get my water skin again and just try and give it a little bit of water.
Yeah, you can get a little bit in, but not much. Just a little sip here. But it seems to kind of have troubles drinking from a water skin.
I guess I'll try and like pour a little bit into like the palm of my hand and just hold that up to its muzzle.
Yeah, it is able to drink a little bit easier, and it takes a couple of licks of the water. It goes down, but then it seems to like nestle in for sleep again.
Come on, let's check the rest and be on our way.
Continue to look for any signs of life.
Yeah. The very next cell inside it, there's only a couple more before the end. You see just clothing galore. Must be where the prisoners were stripped like of their belongings. Like this is where they ended up. Can I get a perception check from both of you? Timer waiting.
9.
23.
23. So Puck, as you kind of give a passing glance at all of the clothing, and you see a number of clothes and some skins, but then you see something glint off of Victor's torch as you walk by it. It's hard to make out, but it looks like a silver chain.
Over here.
Alright. As far as like there's just a lot of like boots and
Rags, boots, pants, skins, like a lot of clothing that is roughly orc sized, and then a lot of like peasant outfits.
Okay. What do you see, Puck?
Looks like a silver chain. It just stands out from the rest.
Shine my light on it.
Yeah, you can see it now that Puck's pointed it out.
Oh, snatch it.
You open the lock, you head in, you gotta grab it out of some of the other clothes, and as you hold it up, it looks like it's a locket. It looks like the chain is then connected to some like little round disc.
Pop it open.
Yeah, so as you pop it open, you look at the one side, you see a beautiful blonde woman. Some softer features, but like a bit of a pointed chin. She wears glasses on the bridge of her nose. They're a little bit too big for her face. This is a painting, and then in her hand is a small green baby that she's almost holding up beside her face, smiling as she does it. And she's like trying to look at the painting, but she's also glancing off at this baby. And then on the other side, you see that same baby, but a little bit older, standing, holding a blade in its hands. And then behind him is a much bigger orc, a pureblood orc, holding the sword. And Victor, you recognize immediately that the man standing behind this little orc is Harold's father, standing there holding the blade. And then it kind of clicks for you that this is Harold, and that's his mother. And this must have belonged to Harold's father.
Look at this. Come here.
What?
Look at how cute Harold was.
He must have been barely bigger than this one.
I mean, he's like the third the size of his mother in this picture, and he couldn't be more than a year old. I'm sure maybe we can use this to help jog his father's memories.
Maybe.
I will pocket that.
And as you do, you kind of laugh between each other, have a little giggle. Even though things are dour and painful here, you have a little giggle. And as you do, you hear...
Hello? Is someone there?
Hello?
And it is coming from the last cell at the end of this hallway.
Hello? Is someone there?
And
I'll shine my torch in.
as you guys rush over and you shine the torch, there you see an orcish woman chained to the wall. Like her wrists are in irons, and she is chained up to the wall. And over her face there seems to be like a large metal shield over her eyes that's keeping her from seeing anything. And she is thicker than the rest of the orcs that you've seen down here. It looks as though she's eaten recently, and then you look down and you see that there's a bunch of food trays on the ground. But above all else, you see that she looks to be pregnant. In human terms, probably 8 months.
Oh, dear Lord. I'll start unlocking.
I'm going to, while he's doing that, I'm going to check the back of her head.
You check the back of the head, and it is clean, smooth. No trace of anything.
Yeah, I'm going to get her free.
You get her unshackled, and as you do it, she's somewhere between begging and thanking. She's not sure whether she's in trouble or whether she's thanking someone who is rescuing her. And she kind of goes back between the two, like,
I'm so sorry. I didn't. Thank you, but I.
It's all right. It's all right. We're here to get you out, and I'm not sure how much strength she has just from hanging here, so I'm just gonna get ready at a shoulder in case she slumps.
Yeah. So Victor, as you undo the chains, she puts her hands down and rubs her wrist, and she looks to be quite healthy in all regards, except for the fact that her wrists are bloody and bruised. And eventually, you guys, I take it you get to the point of removing the metal visor from her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you do have to unlock it. Like there's a bit of a trick to it. You take one of the keys and you unlock it and you remove it from her face, and tears run down her face as she stares at both of you.
Thank you so much.
It's all right. We're gonna get you out of here.
Who are you?
This is Victor, and my name is Puck.
My name is Galana.
It's nice to meet you, Galana.
And you as well.
Any other, in her cell, does it look like there are, is there anywhere else in this place where perhaps a bunch of fucked up fetuses are being kept?
Doesn't look like it. It looks like this is the end of the road. You can go ahead and roll an investigation check if you would like to look for more.
Yeah, just to be safe. That's
I'll give
4.
him. Okay. Well,
You look around, you're pretty confident this is the end of the hall. You look around, it's just a bunch of empty plates of food. A toilet. This seems to be the only cell that has a toilet.
We should get her upstairs right now.
Yes, I'll fetch Harold and Talon. Can you take these two, and
course.
I'll hand you the little bundle.
Okay. So I have a little puppy baby and a pregnant orc, and I will just usher them out.
Yeah, Victor, Galana's a little bit taller than you and about as broad as you, and
I'm going to basically let her just like lean her hand on my shoulder, and I'll just kind of act like a crutch.
the crazy thing is she doesn't need it. Like, you go to offer your help to her, and she just kind of looks at you like,
No, it's all right. I can walk.
Yeah, I'm just being cautious. I realize you're
thank
quite
you.
far.
I am. But well, us orc women, we're strong, we're hardy.
Don't I know it? It is. We should get you upstairs. Because Dawn and the rest of the Chainbreakers are going to be, I think, quite excited to see you.
Was he? His name is familiar. But what does he do? What is his profession?
Currently, I would say revolutionary.
Oh. Well, I've always wanted to meet one of those. Why don't we get going?
Shall we? We'll head up.
yeah, so as you guys make your way out of these cells, confident that you found anything of worth, Puck, you rush back to your friends Talon and Harold, who are currently like sitting in the library, sharing a word every now and then, but then leafing through their books until eventually you do make it there.
I'm going to also, on my way there, sidestep the pitfall of the bad room and grab the gold that was left.
Okay, yeah, you
To
do
bring
it.
out.
You grab the money. Get the money and run.
And then
Yeah.
I'll join the rest.
Puck grabs all the money and just books it.
Puck bursts into
Gone into the night.
Puck bursts into Ordice's laboratory with like 7 sacks of gold in hand.
You okay?
Maybe. We finished exploring the rest. We've freed whatever survivors we could find. Everyone is heading back upstairs with everyone that we found. I just grabbed these because we said we were going to give them, and I didn't want them to get left behind.
Right.
Right,
Have you guys been looking at the library this whole time?
Yeah.
Was there anything in there that might be about mending undead flesh?
Harold? You might know better than me.
I mean, I can take a look. There wasn't anything in his notes about it, I don't think. I'll quickly scan for, like, medicine or undead.
Can
Yeah.
I also take a look?
So you guys can both look through the library, but Harold, before you do, you kind of give a brief look through the notes, and you find one of the places where it talks about the death dogs and about their regenerative properties. And it's fair, you're able to assume that most of the creatures that he has created are able to do or have some of similar properties.
Okay. I mean, well, he can't. I mean, like the death dogs. That I think that's kind of the closest thing to what you're asking. Like, they're pretty much pure necromantic magic, where essentially he bred dogs, killed one of them, took its head, and surgically and magically implanted it onto another one. And the only thing that's keeping it standing is necromantic magic.
Okay, well, regardless, it's just not something that I know enough about to know if there's something I can do, so I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm planning on taking all of his notebooks, and I mean, like, just in case that lady comes back for more proof. But I mean, maybe I'll find something. I don't know, but
Puck is going to do an investigation of the library to see if there's anything that matches what he's kind of looking for.
Yeah, so sorry, what exactly were you looking for again?
Presumably something that goes into, like, it would be something necromantic, I'm assuming. And
There are a number of books on necromancy in the library. Just having Talon and Harold kind of show you over. They spent a good time in here. They can help point you in the right direction. There are a select few books here on necromancy. Like, most of them are summonings. Some of them are about regeneration. But you find a collection of them if you would like to peruse them. It's at a later point for sure.
Yeah, I'll grab like 2 or 3 that seem pertinent.
Okay, yeah, you grab one on regeneration, one on mending flesh, and another on oh shoot, I don't know, another thing. The third thing.
Okay. So you said regeneration and mending?
Yes, mending flesh.
Okay. Do you have anything else that you need to do here, or can we leave?
I'm good. Okay.
A lot of books.
I gotta figure out how to carry these books out of here.
I'll take as many as I can, along with my books that I found.
I can help carry a few.
Okay.
Between you guys, you're able to tuck enough books away that Harold, you can get all your books upstairs. The lot of you can get your books upstairs where they belong. But you do all end up reconvening just because, Victor, you do have to move a little bit slower. You do end up seeing the rest of the group at the base of the staircase. As they're packing all their books, and Harold and Talon, you see for the first time a very pregnant orc lady and a small bundle wrapped up that Victor is holding on to.
If the deaf dog isn't with us, I would have asked the deaf dog to follow me.
Okay, yeah. If as of right now, his last command was to watch Harold, and so he is now that you've given him the new command to come with you, he's following you very
What a
attentively.
good boy.
I mean, they're pretty
Harold-
well trained.
What? You're truly going to take all 14 of these tomes on blacksmithing?
I mean, look, it's a complete set, and the first edition, that's rare. Plus, I mean, yeah, sure, once I get through the beginner ones, I mean, then I'll want to move on to the intermediate and then
Well,
the
this-
advanced.
This
So-
poses a whole different question. If they are first edition blacksmithing tomes, do you not think that perhaps the 4th or 5th edition would have better, more pertinent information?
No, because they just
sorry,
keep reprinting them.
I'm gonna go head upstairs now.
Guzdan, where are you?
Guzdan it seems as though he's already taken the rest of them upstairs and out into the main floor of the keep.
Victor,
Listen,
what have you there?
Give me a second. I'm going to. You're all right to make your way up to this tower.
As long as there's nothing that's going to interfere with me. I don't think I should have a problem. I feel quite fit.
You may get
Rat
stopped by
shit
some very
everywhere.
curious orcs or elves, but nothing dangerous.
Well,
What
Orcs
about,
and
what about the
elves.
large gap in the stairs?
Oh,
The
no,
rat
we're past that. This is fine.
I can mind my step if that's all right.
All right.
If I don't
well-
feel comfortable, I'll stop and I'll wait for you. Okay?
A good plan.
Thank you for your help, Puck, and thank you, Victor. I'm sure I'll be
Of
seeing you
course.
soon.
And she makes her way up the stairs.
This is what I believe to be a wolfman child.
I'm still holding the book, so I'm
I-
gonna get like as close as I can, just like lean in and look.
Now I'm not entirely certain that is the case. It could be a regular wolf. It could also be. No, those are pretty much the two things it could be.
When I put the
Please.
books down, can I hold it?
Of course.
You go then.
Yeah, I will trade you.
Right.
I'll take the books and give her the puppy.
Talon, you are now holding a very cute puppy.
Gonna sort of like loosen some of the fabric around my chest so I can sort of like tuck it in somewhere warm, and I'm gonna cradle it
Yeah.
Now,
And-
to me.
Now that you guys are all seeing them at the same time, you can't help but notice that there's the death dog that is currently looking up at you, Puck, and the little pup that is now cradled neatly into Talon's furs. They're like matching fur patterns, and they look not dissimilar, that's for sure.
no, most of the stories about the Beastmen are that of snatching children in the night and satanic rituals and what have you. But I don't believe them to be savage, merely animalistic, and could very well be trained, especially from a young age. So I do not think this is a dangerous
I
animal.
think if we love it enough, we can keep it.
I would
Maybe you can think about it.
I-
If you want.
I fear that our lives are filled with too much danger for a young puppy.
All right. Okay,
We
well, I'll take
can-
the time I can then.
We should get up top and just make sure that everyone gets fed and taken care of.
I'd like to go
Yes.
look at Ariel again. Maybe a puppy would be nice to wake up to.
Okay.
Let's mull this over. Let's make sure everyone is safe and secure, and then we should take the rest of the day to rest.
So,
Agreed.
the four of you, plus Puppy, plus Death Dog, all make your way up this spiraling staircase until eventually you come out to the main floor of the keep. And there, standing pretty much like 20 feet away into the main hall, is Guzdan, like holding Galana by the arms and being like,
I didn't know there was any pregnant orcs here. I swear I would have kept looking for you if I knew you were here. I'm terribly sorry, madam. May I offer you a bed?
Did you just use the word madam?
I'm very uncomfortable right now.
That is, that is rich. I like this. Please, good sir, you should show the madam to her chambers.
Oh, yeah, Fuckle, she can have your bed. Alright. You come with me. You can have Fuckle's room.
Oh, thank you. I'd love that very much. I'm sorry, Fuckle.
Ooh,
Okay.
I spin on my heels on the steps. And go, Harold, I found something for
Yeah.
you. And I'll pull from my pocket the silver locket. Go. Think this belonged to your father. I'll flip it to him.
now Harold,
I didn't know that. I didn't know that they had this done.
Yeah, you've never seen this before. This is new to you. Do you have it open now?
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you have it open, you can see a beautiful picture of your mother when she was much younger than you can recall. Her glasses that are too big for her face sitting on her nose, her very warm and welcoming smile, but also, as you can see, like weathered fingers, even in this small a picture, even in this small a portrait, you can see how tired she looks. But you can see little baby you, and it's kind of cute. And then on the other side, you can see a very, very proud father helping his son hold up a sword.
He found it discarded in a bunch of rags.
Likely where they stripped your father down before imprisoning him. There's probably a lot to be found in there. Of people's belongings. Once everyone is rested, we should, if not bring that up, bring them down there to find what belongs to them.
I think they spent enough time down there.
Yes, it's a good thought.
I'd like to check on Ariel if there's nothing else.
Okay.
I'll come with you. But Victor, can I have my 2 books, please? Stack?
Oh, sure. I didn't realize any of these were yours. I thought they were all blacksmithing terms.
I found 2, actually. I found 2.
So Talon, with your puppy in tow, tucked into your furs, Puck, the two of you head up to see how Ariel is doing. Victor, Harold, is there anything you guys want to do?
Victor, can you just set the books on the table over there? There's 2 questions that I have. One, have you asked what Ordees was doing to that woman?
To the pregnant orc?
Yeah.
I have not asked, but I have a pretty plausible guess.
Yeah. The same thing goes for that puppy.
Yes, I imagine so.
It may just be the student who's had magic and spells go south on them in the past, but isn't that something we should probably warn people about?
Yes. I think that's safe to assume. I'm hopeful that whatever child she bears is a regular orcish child that has not been tampered with.
Oh,
We can
Harold!
hope.
Harold! Oh, Harold!
And Harold, as you look up, you see your father is like waving at you, and he's pointing at one of the other orcs that you guys brought up, and he goes,
Harold! I think I knew this chap. I think I knew him. I'm pretty sure that we were in a hunting party together once. Well, that's because he told me we were, but it's starting to jog some of my memories.
That's good. That's good. Just give me one second. 1 second, Dad. I'm just finishing up a conversation.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to be so rude. I'll just wait over here for when you're done.
It's okay.
Sorry.
Victor, we can hope that it's normal, but one of the last entries in Ordees' notebook is that he perfected the formula. He perfected what he was doing. Who knows how many dead children he went through, and if she's still alive, that there's a very high chance that her child is the perfect specimen for what he was creating. I mean, we can hope that it's normal in that now that Ortiz is dead, that it can't, it can't be triggered, or he doesn't have to do one last final, tweak to it to make it his perfect killing machine. But what if he already did that? What if when the child is born, it immediately starts to mutate? Like what happened to my dad, or what happened to Ariel?
Well, here is my thought on that matter. There is the parasite to be thought about. Now, it is possible, perhaps, that the parasite has been latched on since fertilization, and that is a part of his plan. I am hopeful that perhaps he has just genetically engineered the perfect orc, but has not yet sunk his claws into controlling it. If that is the case, then there is just a very good orc being born. But if there is something wrong, we will make sure that this concern is noted, and Guzdan and the rest of this clan will be ready and prepared.
Okay.
I think there is only so much we can do for these people.
Yeah.
We can prepare
Yeah,
them
you're
for
not
the
wrong.
worst and hope for the best. And they are capable enough, I think they could handle it.
Right. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go talk to my dad.
Go talk to
he's
your father.
conscious. Yeah. Okay.
I am going to I'm just going to find like a study or somewhere to sit.
Okay, yeah, there is a study in the keep on like the main floor. There doesn't really just seem to be much of import in there at this moment, as you find one of the rooms on the second floor. It's just got a table in it. It's got a few bookshelves, most of them with just like fantasy stories that are fairly old. But it's calm and it's quiet.
Right. I will I'm just going to find some writing supplies and begin to write a letter.
Okay, easy enough. Harold, you go and you find your father, and he is quite literally twiddling his thumbs, kind of waiting for you in the corner.
Hi, Dad.
Hi. How are you?
I'm all right.
That's
How are
good.
you?
Good. Yeah, that chap. He said his name was He said his name was Gusik. Oh, he said that we was in the same hunting party, and I think that makes sense to me. So that's good.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, that's. I mean, you were a hunter.
Yeah. So I think I'm starting to remember that I
yeah.
was a hunter.
That's good. Is that all you can remember still?
Well, you see, I've got this. I swear I can remember my mum telling me stories when I was little by a fire. I don't really remember what the stories were, but I remember sitting on a lap and asking her questions. And that I remember.
That's good.
Yeah, I think it's a good start. It's remembering something.
Yeah. Speaking of mums, do you remember my mum? And I'll show the locket.
Do you show it to him open or closed?
Open.
Okay. He takes a second to kind of like cock his head a little bit, and he reaches out and takes it from you. And he looks at it. He looks at it for a long time. And then he looks back to you.
Harold, this is my wife. And you're my son. This is you.
Yeah.
I remember.
You do?
I do.
And you can feel as he, with reckless abandon, puts his arms around you and holds you tight, and he squeezes you so tight that it almost hurts. And you can just hear him right next to you just be like,
Harold, I remember your mum. I remember my wife, and I remember you, and I remember I wanted to name you Gungnar the Ironbreaker. But your mum said, she said we had to call you Harold after your great-grandfather.
I mean, if I'm being honest, I got picked on enough for being called Harold, so that's probably the better choice.
and now he kind of pulls away, and he puts the locket down like in his pocket, and he grabs onto your face with both hands, and you can see this like real honest smile meet his face.
Harold, I don't remember everything, but I remember you. I am so proud of you, my son.
Thanks, thanks, Dad. It's good. It's good that you remember, even that little bit.
I'm sorry, I'm a bit of a mess, aren't I? This is
It's
weird for
okay.
me.
It's okay. You've been through a lot. It's good that you remember. I was afraid that you wouldn't remember her, because, I mean, I don't know if you remember, if you got to see her before you were taken or anything. I haven't seen or heard from her in a long time, which isn't unusual, but I mean, the fact that you remember her, do you even remember where you lived?
No, I'm sorry. Things are there in pieces, and I remember some things, but not everything. I remember that me and your mother, we sent you away to school, and I remember that I was a hunter, and I remember there was a war, but no details. It's all really fuzzy. Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. I mean, it's not for me. It's for you. They're your memories. And realistically, it has only been about, I mean, 6-7 hours, maybe.
So that's good. That means that probably in a few days it'll all be back and it'll just be me, right?
Hopefully. I mean, we don't know how long it'll take, but the fact that you're remembering little bits now is good.
All right.
My one thing is, if I can ask,
Of course.
is once you remember, if you remember, once you remember a little bit more, because I know that Dawn and them are planning on like settling down here, but maybe if you could ask Dawn for a couple of men, or if there's some from your former hunting party, maybe you could go check, see, make sure Mum's okay.
Yeah, I think that'd be a grand idea if things start making sense. It'd be really good for me. I think that'd be really good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure that, I mean, if that man that orc you were talking to was part of the hunting party, I'm sure you probably would have had him over at some point. He would have been at least near the house.
Yeah,
And
yes,
I mean,
I'm sure.
maybe even just, I mean, if pictures of seeing people bringing things back, maybe being in a familiar location will also do it. You know, you kind of go on autopilot when you're walking home.
Or maybe I could
So-
eat my favourite foods.
Yeah, just the little things that might help trigger some memories in you.
I remember you, Harold.
Really?
I remember who you were. And I see who you are now, and I'm really happy.
Thanks, Dad. That actually means a lot. Even though you don't remember everything, it means a lot to hear you say that.
I'm gonna remember it, all of it. I will, I promise. No matter how hard I have to work, I'm gonna remember all of it.
Well, don't work too hard. Don't need you stressing yourself out and collapsing over trying to remember me.
No, I don't think I could ever forget now. But, well, I have to make sure everyone, now that I'm in better condition, I have to make sure everyone else is fed and cared for too, alright? So,
Yeah.
I'll see you soon, alright?
Yeah, we'll make sure to say goodbye before we all head out.
Alright.
And as he goes to like walk away from you with a nod, and then as he gets like just like about an arm's reach away, he reaches out and he puts his hand on your shoulder and he looks at you and he just goes,
I do love you, son. I know that.
then walks out.
Harold just kind of stands there for a few seconds before just like going back to the table with all of his books, sitting down and just like he doesn't even grab a book. He just kind of puts his head down on the table and like starts to silently cry to himself.
All right. Well, Puck and Talon, as you guys crest up the stairs to Ariel's room, we are going to call it here because it's gone. We're a little over time. So before you head
Just a
in to
little
check,
bit.
before you head in to check in on her, we are going to call the stream.
No.
I